There we go. Alright. Abandon acquired. We are about to see what is up. Let me just consume the bundle real quick. There we go. Can you even get any of this nowadays? I guess we can get some. Like an anti-card. There's no price. So probably you can't even. Yeah, you can't even. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Two games that you can't even get. Hey Perry, hello. Doing good, man, doing good. Thank you, sir. How are you? Sorry, just quickly throwing in some banon. Getting some snack. It's super hot. And the Weird West already on 50%. It's improving. It's improving. That's nice. Some chill Sunday. That's good, man. That's good. That's exactly how Sunday should be. I would say. And the feels weird Midwest. Exactly. This one is on Game Pass too. Or maybe I'll get to it at some point. Well, it's already half a year since this. Oof. Oof. I think it was recently updated too or something. Oh yeah, true. You can play a bunch of stuff for free now. Or is this one? So this one is kind of on the same game page, looks like, right? Like, let me check. Yes, they added a bunch of stuff, like the chapter for free, basically. And clearly it didn't work, though. Steam. I'm about to say Todd, but it's not Todd. No, it said no one left. Yeah, not here. Indeed, very weird, West. Alright. So weird it didn't even show up. I'm just kind of curious how the reviews work. Like, is it like the separate game page for it? For the demo? But I mean, then it would show probably, right? That's kind of interesting way to do it then. If people are leaving reviews here too, that makes sense why they would get better. You can get a whole bunch for free and play it. And people tend to be a little bit more happy when they get some free stuff, you know. Yeah, the new update recently too. That's good though. Don't think it was bad in the beginning even. But there were some issues people had with it, and now it is good. Now it is better. Let's put it that way. Cloud baby. It's two different people though. Not the Noemi is the clown. Noemi is dog shit crap. That's the only acceptable one. No clowns there. Dungeon Master. Damn son. My kind of game. Souls-like. What the fuck? Kinda want to check it, but I also kinda not sure if it's appropriate. Let's put it that way. Sounds like a good game, and the price is nice too. And the price is nice too. I might be a little too gotchy though, that's the problem. That might be the problem. The Underground Band 2. Post-apocalyptic side-scroller. What's that? What's that? Soft. Alright. I see. More Ruski game devs. Dude, it's not fun being them right now. Holy shit. Unless they're relocated already somewhere. It ain't fun at all. Sequel to our very first game, The Underground Man. Game pleasure for the fans of classic video games. Experience a mix of different genres such as beat 'em up, point and click platformer, and many more in a thrilling post-apocalyptic adventure. That sounds like dang stuff, dude. Huh? They got everything there. Okay, interesting to play this meme stuff. And 104, so I guess there was some early access going or something. Yeah, like the full. Yeah, the full Russian review, the full Russian meme fiesta going on. The studio one of our, maybe the first one was, I don't remember actually. Yeah, they just go like full meme there, that's for sure. That was the first one. Someone even has it. Yeah, let's go full meme mode there. Game is better than a game. It's a scam or a joke, but this game is essentially the world's slowest text speech with the gameplay. Send you back to the very start, pre-tutorial, no matter how far in you are. I say, oh, it is Medicine's game. Yeah, it's probably the same stuff. Yeah. Yes, it looks like everyone who is actually, you know, not into the meme market, they didn't appreciate it. Seems like, all right, so it is probably the full meme stuff then. If you don't know some insider Russian memes, that looks like it's not gonna be very enjoyable. The beer brewing simulator, damn son, that's actually something I should do soon. I still have a bunch that I bought when shit went down. I should probably do some soon. Prepare some of that for the New Year's and everything. It's kind of getting colder now too, so that's perfect actually. Man, I'm so lazy washing the bottles though for that. Ugh, that's the thing I hate the most. Like, cause it's not even that annoying to, like, you know, to actually you know, prepare everything and stuff. It's just the washing the fucking bottles, man. Oof. I guess bottling is also kind of a little bit pee though. Play the simulator to judge the authenticity. I think it was Playway, right? Or movie games. No, it's not. I think they had another one going then. There's like at least like 2 or 3 probably, like the beer brewing simulators. There's moonshining also. More and more people getting into the market. Good reviews though actually, so we'll see. Maybe I should try washing bottles on stream. I mean, I kinda do when I bottle, when you do, you know, like the disinfectant. Then I do. But there is also like this, you know, like the, what's the name? Like the, what's the English name for that one? Like the fluffy thingy pretty much that you actually need to wash, you know, the main kind of dirt. And that you kind of need to do in the sink and everything, right? So it's gonna be kind of weird on stream, I guess. I should get some of that going. I have like 5, I think, sets actually. So I have like 100 liters of beer waiting to be made. So let's go. I still kind of want to get to like the full scale brewing, but bro, that is probably not happening anytime soon now. That would require like probably like a house or something. And I'm totally not living right now in the country where you want to do that. When you're kind of thinking about maybe piecing the fuck out, that might be not the best idea. Will folks hold out already? There's a shitload of reviews still. I guess out of early access? Oh yeah, 1.4 update. Okay, 1.0. 1.0, MMO. Most of the multiplayer game where thousands of players shape the outcome of a persistent online war. Something tells me Sacred probably played this. Did you, Sacred? Give us the review. This seems pretty dang though. You haven't actually? I see. Pushed quite hard by simulator kind of YouTubers and streamers. I see. Interesting. I mean, it looks like a really nice concept though. It's a D28. That thing is such fucking garbage in the world of things. Holy fuck. Account can be banned permanently for nothing. Anyone can report other player for hateful or offensive language and that player will be banned permanently. I see. Seems like some fun stuff there going on, alright. Hidoixel Dilo. Running rifles, alright. This one seems like it's massive though. A lot of reviews and everything. Beautiful Mystic Survivors. Okay, so it's another Vampire Survivors but a weeb, eh? It doesn't even look like that crazy weeb though, outside of the banner. That sounds kind of like a debate then. Got the fan service there too. Okay, I see. Let's not go too far into this. It might be a little too far.
I love you guys.
It might get too far there. Oh shit, Dorksel. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate it, appreciate it. Welcome back to the dungeon. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate it a lot. The yacht time, yeah. So downloading with stable diffusion. I see, of course, it is like really annoying to set up. And I kind of want to, but yeah, the setting up was that's something I wanted to deal with there. Not something I wanted to deal with there. Oh yeah, I didn't thought this thing on this scene. Where should I put it here then? One moment. Let's see. One moment. Where was it? I'll do it real quick. Is there a way to do it real quick? Remember if you can hear. If I can do it real quick here. It's not here. I don't remember how to do it or whatever. Yeah, fine. Fine. What do you need to, like, a bunch of libraries to download or something? Or what is the Fiesta all about? I can't do it. Not sure. A moment. What was it? Is there? Am I blind? Oh, it is. I'm literally blind. Alright, 1 second. Reykjavik then. Let's get this. Just gonna add this. Actually, no, I just need this. Alright. Then we got this one. Alright, sorry, 1 moment. Take it this way now. This one. Big stuff real quick. This one done. Wait a second. That's wrong. Just need to add this. Alright, that should work, I think. Is that it? Yeah, that should be it. Alright, good. Alright, that should be fine now. I think so. Alright. Save it on this scene. I forgot the order there. Need to fix that. Need to fix that. So it appears and disappears. Alright. Let's go. See, this one might be a little too far into the weebness potentially. Let's not. Is it like not a very loud type of the weebness? Legend of Hero Trails from Zero. Wait, is it another from the same like series? Kinda seems like it, I guess. It's like another spin-off of the series or something. The trails and everything, okay. Seems like it. Different type, I guess. Also got kind of like this 2.5D, I guess, the environments. Yeah, it looks pretty fine though. The 2.5D is it's fucking like reminds me like a little bit like a Ragnarok also type of 2.5D, as in like the backgrounds are kind of like the scuffed 3D. I see Crab, I say. Trail series is fun. Well, I mean, yeah, if you really dig through that, might take some time. That might take some time. Are you already playing Crabbo? You played before, probably. Not like translation probably stopped you anyway, right? Hearts of Iron 4, another one. Paradox keep farming. Makes freebies though. What a twist. Surprised at this point not everything is mixed for them already. Dating sim psychological horror. That sounds like a combination there. It's not a video game, it's a psychological torture device. Do not attempt to play this game, you won't have an enjoyable experience, and that's intentional. Damn son. The CBT simulation. Messy crap, I see. Hitting all the meme tags, yeah. Find the funny keys, find the hands-free food pain. Alright. It's a whole presentation there. That's quite the experience, looks like, alright. Seems like it's quite an experience to play. The game's player base is really broad. This truly is the game. 24 hours to 48 hours total, damn son. Seems semi-interesting, yeah. And much to offer. 0.2 hours played, eh? Sounds like a fiesta there. Yeah, the key is on Steam now. The price is quite dank. Yeah, though. And the matriarch mostly positive. Oh, mostly positive. What's wrong with that one? It's kind of close to very, though, I guess. Let's see, so I see. A good idea, but terrible execution. Oh, I see. I also everyone's so forced on playing this one, I see. That was dog shit, how so? I need friends which I don't have. Damn son, that's the best review for sure. Balls just walking a few steps back and forth every 5 seconds or so. If you do anything other than that, then it's painfully obvious you're not a bot. I see. Yeah, that's kind of like an interesting concept of Amogus. Amogus-like. Like you need to repeat basically to look like a bot. So you need to not look sus. Now being matriarch is way too easy, I see. So it looks like bots are TPP, I guess. It's kind of easy to, or like a rather kind of weird experience to do it. Matriarch can just spam kill. No, that's exactly what I said a week ago. Like, what's the mechanic that's gonna prevent you from just, you know, kind of like throwing the blind guesses, whatever. Yeah, no penalty for killing bots. That's kind of weird then. The actual boss don't move in a more random way. The matriarch can quickly figure out who's a real person. 2 games that figure it out to win every time. Boss need more variety in the movement. Being the matriarch is way too easy. Unlucky. Yeah, that was kind of cool concept of this one, but seems like, yeah, the execution is not perfect. Yeah, it's kind of like the guessing game. Who's the bot and who's not. Top seller, the Slam Ranger is still farming. That one gonna sell a bunch probably. Or the Terran Victim. Very positive. Let's see. 83%. Dude, that was like a... That was a galore play in the demo though. Utter slog of an early game, caused entirely by very little to do. Once you're firmly established, you have very few levers to actually pull. It becomes a lot of next turn, next turn, next turn. Kinda true. That's the experience with the demo. Counselors assigned to the same set of tasks over and over again. These players will probably never reach the space part of the game simply due to the lack of patience. Tutorial is abysmal, dude. That was my experience in the demo. I guess it didn't really change that much. The game is complex and it hides a lot of its complexity by denying you access to information. Technologies give you a boost increasing project G, I don't know, the game says. Why don't you go watch a let's play of Terra Invicta and find out? Let's see, alright. Of course, let's see. Then that's quite a download indeed there. A great deal of potential. Yeah, that's how it looked pretty much. Like for those who enjoy this kind of games, like the Super 5 head stuff, this is gonna be glorious. Yeah, but it is very 5 head. And while I do enjoy quite a lot of those, that was a bit too far. That was a bit too far, I feel. Still looks like it's gonna succeed quite a lot though, that's nice. Yeah, Gigabuster. Someone also was on the meme fiesta lately. Platformer focused on the fluid movement and combat. Jump, dash, shoot and swing to stop mergers with the GC. A monopoly funding a happiness. Damn son. Are they implying something? I see, Steve, I see. Memeing on the acquisitions that are already there. Looks kinda nice. October 3rd, then. A lot of bullet hellish stuff there, looks like, too, alright. The pain. Oh, that's the demo too. Nice. That's good stuff. Get Buster Steam Next Fest, which starts tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna release also tomorrow. Kind of wonder, is it like actually a good idea to release like a full game and everything during the fests and stuff? I guess you can get some visibility, especially with the demo. Is it really that good though? The Mega Man, like, yeah. Basically. It seems like it has a demo though, that's good. That's good, Marauders. Someone knows this one out? Also October 3rd, alright. There's gonna be a bunch of stuff there too. Explanation for the 99% hit chance thing, you no idea actually. There was some like with the like Fallout 95% chance also. But I don't remember exactly what was the reason for that, like some failure. This shit happens, I guess, yeah. I guess. Monster Outbreak. Which one is that one? Base building, strategy exploration. Also October 3rd. Damn son, everyone's farming. I think I saw like the similar cock somewhere else in some like a mascot or something. Nasty clapping, I see. Making some influencer talk or something, or developer talk instead of that. Trailer, kinda not sure. I guess still kinda part of the trailer, so I guess. They're explaining everything, alright. Sure is a lot of stuff going on there, seems like. This might be kinda an interesting one. Seems like quite detailed in things, the combat and everything. Indeed, this kind of games is like almost always, you know, hit rather than miss. It's like there's almost always will be some audience there. A lot of people liking those. I see clubbing, alright. Also 95%. Yeah, I don't remember why. It was actually even specifically explained back in the day. Because I remember reading the explanation, but I'm not sure. Alright, what is this tentacle porn stuff? Exploration, puzzle, point and click 2D. Ultra strangeness, alright. Creative entity trapped in a mysterious box and try to transform this strange world and defy the ominous titans to find your freedom. Ah, I see. That's some clay stuff there, alright. You could walk, yeah. Basically. That's gonna be some RC stuff, but looks pretty nice though. But not my jam. Those are always usually like a very how do you say? A very weird, let's put it that way. Interesting and weird, Like this one is also in the same vibe. Making uncomfortable, I see. It can be easy. It's like almost like a lot of clay art, and it ends up being kind of weird. Just way to think, man. Kajimba should start working with clay too. That would be quite some games there. Yeah, these are sure quite something, man. That's easy to see. Yeah, it's quite something indeed. Not for everyone. And mostly just because like point and click and stuff, that's not my jam usually. The car desert rally. The Rigel. Oh, that I remember. That when will be this one out? 4th of October also. I think I was contacted about the demo or something of this one, yeah. I don't remember if they sent stuff or not though. We'll see. 4X space strategy game. So there's a bunch of like the planet stuff seems like too. There's another 5-headness there. Yeah, Sequoker, right? And then watch the Mad God, What's that one about? The Super 4X. Galactic Council politics, ground menaces utilizing espionage, research and military force. Quite a lot of like new 4X stuff. Actually a lot of space 4X stuff I noticed. Like there was one I played, there's like the Galaxy Dynasties or the Star Dynasty or something. That one already out. Then there was the one with like the interesting art. Was also making kind of uncomfortable because all the faces were similar. I forgot the name of that one. That one is not out yet, but you played the demo before. And there's this one. I think there was more too. Everyone going full 4X. Helix. That sounds familiar, but not sure. Let's see. This is the I see. Well, the thing is, like, yeah, they also kind of like all quite similar. Quite often. Serial RPG, unique graphical style, and a droll scenario. What is a droll scenario? It indeed looks quite surreal. There's no clay, but it still looks surreal, that's for sure. Kinda gives the similar vibe to the clay one. Also way to think. The overwhelmingly positive even there, son. You're playing like all the, what's the name? The Cruelty Squad likes or something clapping. That seems kind of from the similar department there. That's even the second one. The Dink like, yeah. Interactive prog album cover. His uppers. Interesting question. Found the game through OST. Interesting. I see glapping, I see. I wonder if you need to start with the first one though. And how long is it? I see like not crazy long reviews, so Turn-based RPG with LSD and epic soundtrack. Okay, interesting. That's the first one then. Also quite dank. A recreational program with light JRPG elements. Alright, okay, that also is quite dank. Layout. Yeah, I see the OST, everyone is praising. 2 hours of content. That's actually really nice to type it like this. I mean, looks good. Problem is to buy all that stuff nowadays, but we'll figure it out. Could be interesting to explore. Can't wait for some sales. Let's see, Steve. 1428. There's gonna be some demo for that one too. Those over the lazy. I think you can't even. Oh yeah, demo, I guess, right? I was actually reading like not long ago, like a lot of discussions about, you know, starting your trailer from the logo, and that if you are not like Electronic Arts, Ubisoft, or someone else, don't fucking do that. Especially this one was quite a long show up because no one really cares about you yet. So you should start. We live in the TikTok generation, dude. You need to catch the attention of a person in like 3 fucking seconds. Otherwise, they're already swiping. and you show your logo for 5 or 10. Releases in 2 days. Actually, is yeah. So what is this exactly even? Action adventure. Don't see heads rolling or booba in the first 5 seconds. Pretty much, yeah. Like you need to pump. You need to start getting it. Start catching them. Can show the logo later. Maybe even like drop some sort of like, you know, kind of like debate. And then start already, you know, after like 5 seconds or 10, like drop some quick logo and continue. Okay, that's how the combat works. All right. Copy paste XQC's title, but no one reads the title though. That's the thing. What's the point? And what about the game? I mean, you can make a game that will have the XQC title. Maybe that will work. Not sure. I'm not sure. Yeah, we'll see what this one is all about. There's a demo too. Similar to Dark Souls 3. Damn son. Is it? Is it? 1 second. Let's put that on the wish list. I'll need to find the way to get some funds for that stuff, I guess. First. That's the secret I see. The strats. I really don't think anyone like reads titles. Well, I mean, some people do, right? But most of the people don't. They just click and then they figure things out later. Most of people. A plague doctor of Vipra. That all sounds familiar. Hey Panda Dialo, how we doing? Plague spreads agony and fear in the small town of Whipparam. As a plague doctor, you bring healing and relief wherever you can. Ignorance, superstition, and religious zeal makes for a deadly threat in this retro-medieval medical adventure. Might be kinda interesting too. Point and click. Gonna play some Pentiment for that though. That's gonna be nice. Pentiment, I hope, will be interesting stuff. It's gonna be in November. Oh yeah, maybe the detective one. What was the name? The Golden Idol or whatever thingy. That one might be quite interesting too. It's gonna be a new demo probably, right? This next fest with another case to solve. But I guess might as well just wait for the full version. Damn sucker, right? Like even knows you well already at this point. Oh yeah, this one actually. I just randomly noticed that there's like the new a new season or something or first season or something in this game, and I was like, wait, this one was out already? And I guess it was out on consoles, but no one fucking heard about it. And now it's coming to Steam, 5th of October. Oh yes, they're actually true. I don't remember. It's gonna be on PC 5th of October. It's gonna be now. Anyone seen something about it? I like just like, I was surprised. Oh shit, that was a thing. It's already out. What the fuck? I didn't even know. So this one is already like Let It Die without a Grasshopper, without Mr. Sude. Oh, 13th of October. Okay, nice. Man, if that would be on Game Pass, that would be sick, but probably not. Probably not yet, at least. But I mean, it still might be kind of... I don't know. Anyone seen any footage of that in action or something? They let it die, I guess. Well, I mean, they targeted only one, like PlayStation, and that's it. The Deathverse. This one. I just wonder if it's anything, you know, kind of like fun to play. It's free to play after all, right? Can try. And like this kind of like the BR experiences might be actually kind of fun. Like it was with Egress until it died. But Egress also was like fucking scuffed and ran like shit. And then it also was abandoned and died, so this one might do better. Let's see, Steve. Alright. We'll see. We'll see. It might be worth trying, actually, even. To see how it is. Maybe. Yeah, it's kind of like the melee BR. No one's being sponsored by it. Well, I mean, maybe for PC version they will kind of drop it. Maybe they use like the PlayStation release as like, you know, kind of like beta test or something. Kind of like with like some companies do with like Epic Games and stuff. And now for PC release they're gonna add some more stuff and maybe then get some streamers on board. It's pretty big in Asia, I see. Survival action game in the same world as Let It Die. I mean, even Let It Die also wasn't really that popular when it was out, you know. But it survived, maybe still surviving for quite a while, so you know, maybe. We'll see. That could be something already to try, maybe. Maybe it's free to play after all, so you know. Why not? Hey Johnny, they're way more popular with the release now, how so? It was ahead of its time. B-bots, buy bots. Top-down shooter roguelite set in a futuristic world. Play as Tayyar, exploring control of a nervy robot and the clear rooms filled with monsters. Powers and secrets to unveil, and I try and repeat until you face your world's final threat. Now the pay to win and grinding. I mean, could be, but not sure if it will be like that much more though. In general, I guess if it will be out in like, you know, in like the pandemic time and stuff, it would get a lot of traction because free-to-play stuff and everything in multiplayer. And that would be kind of good time for them to go for sure. That looks kind of nice. This one looks kind of nice. The priest simulator. Some inappropriate jokes asking for it there. Ultimate Games SA. Another one. Mockumental action game. Fourth in rock and absolute weirdest and most messed up simulator in the history of sandbox shooters. Fully unprofessional English language version. This dub will have you in stitches. I'll go in full meme mode on this one too. It's kind of like Postal but Paristal. Early access though. They're already in the wish list, nice. 6th of October. At the meme fiesta. Alright. I mean, we'll see. Alright, the upcoming done. What else do we have? Specials? What is Volcanoids actually? How is this one doing? Did they add multiplayer at any point yet? Oh, they did actually. Online co-op. Huh. Yeah, I was monitoring this one, yeah. 2019 it was out in January. It was just a single player experience. Looks like now they already got a whole bunch of stuff on top of that. See, like this like underground and drill vehicle that is also your base and stuff. Man, that's new. They added a lot of things. Holy shit, it's like fucking combat and everything now too. All over the place. Yeah, that totally went places since the early access release. That looks actually quite nice. It's been 3 years though. It's still early access actually. But totally looks quite good now. The online co-op and everything. Heavy machinery update. Not bad, not bad. Might be interesting at some point. That's something you need to play in co-op though. That's why I kind of was monitoring it, waiting for the co-op stuff. Now they have it. We'll see, we'll say, and maybe one day. A little more traction. I mean, it would be just because, you know, the pandemics and everything got a lot of people on board. And online and multiplayer, so that sure would work. It would work way better. And with the increasing of the amount of like the mobile games and everything with crazy monetization, that would be maybe a little bit more acceptable nowadays. Still probably not that much though. Huge success with going free to play, yeah. Exactly. Their microtransactions were like a little more dank though than compared to some other free to play games, to be honest. So I'm not sure. If you would play Let It Die over Genshin. I mean, kind, not super false. The thing is, like, from what I remember, I pretty much only watched Ella playing it back in the day. It was quite a pain to play full free to play. I remember. Then Genshin, for example, was getting pain to play in free to play after like a month of playing, and apparently they fixed that too, according to my brother. So now you can enjoy full free to play even longer. Without grinding too much. And got the submarines and stuff, dude. This game is fucking everything now. Holy shit. It also doesn't run like trash with all that stuff. Then it's amazing. Insane. Tries different crowds, I guess. Yeah, that's true. That's true. They both have kind of like this like different level of multiplayer, I guess, like not exactly directly cooperative stuff, but also different type of multiplayer interactions with like the invaders and stuff there too. It had like really interesting systems though, very original ones. But yeah, I feel like it still wasn't that much of a mass appeal kind of game, I guess. Let's put it that way. Might be a little more brutal in many ways, including the grindiness too, I guess. But it sure would do better though. It sure would do better. Maybe not by crazy much, but as I said, more people playing. Yeah, people more like prepared already, that, you know, the monetization might be quite dank. It would be like on phones and stuff. That would be like, that would probably be like super huge here. Well, not here in general, right? And in this time, let's put it that way, I guess. Destiny 2 huge ale with free to play. Wait, what was the ale exactly? But Destiny's kind of doing alright still. I mean, it was always kind of like hit or miss, I guess. Some people say it's amazing, some people say it's shit. Reborn release, a lot of people were molding, then I think it was kind of better. Then there was something else people were molding, and just kind of like, you know, just for me that all sounds like MMO. That's it. There's always like something that people molding over. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. Metal Hellsinger in recommended. Yeah. Be one day, but not sure. Overwhelmingly nice. The play experience is kind of better, right? There's like a lot of limitations on you or something. Stellaris Toxoids, the Toxic Boys. Actually, very positive Paradox DLC, them son. Totally better than Hearts of Iron then. There is no light going for mostly now. It was kind of mostly though. Was it mixed actually even before? Apparently it's still... Before you buy, it's not like it's a typical action-adventure game. It's for players that value serious challenge and searching for answers on their own. Damn son. It's kind of nice to do disclaimers like this. Should be maybe a little bit higher though. Oh, the monetization is oof, I say. Stalker and then Anomaly one day? No, Anomaly probably not. Stalker for sure though. I see, Jody, I see. And do only a handful of dungeons. That's kind of weird though. That I find that was a very weird, that is true. That I also not a huge fan. Beautiful in 79 hours. I already checked like the reviews before. It feels like it's still kind of the same. Like in demo something was off for me even with combat. Like it was interesting and like the art a lot and like the world was kind of interesting, so I wanted to play it. I really wanted to do more. But after the demo and the gameplay I kind of didn't really feel like it. And it seems like it didn't really change much. Them Zapper is insane. They farming. What a nice guy. Freestyle football. Street hip hop animation as style soccer. Mostly positive. Free to play. Damn son. It's better than the Pro Evolution Soccer. Or eFootball or whatever it was. 4v4 team competition even, them son. Super football. Sold 2 Shores of Gold. The World Pirate game focused on exploration, survival and crafting. 26th September. Sail across infinite procedural world. I remember, I think something like this. With just you and your ship. Explore islands filled with quest keys, towns, pirates, and secrets. Level up skills, craft, hunt, fish, loot, and decorate your ship. So it just procedurally generated a bunch of stuff, even single player. I mean, well, it's also in early access, I guess, like some sort of like story campaign or something gonna be added later or some shit. Like single player, just, you know, just do stuff in procedural world, eh? That sounds like, I don't know, not very enticing to me personally. Let's see. Unlucky. This one got mostly positive. What was the criticism in the end then? The color-coded enemies of Ninja Theory DMC was not one. Yeah, the color-coded wasn't that crazy good. Heroes Might Magic 3 is getting a board game. I don't... I think I heard something about it, but I didn't really look into it. Did you look at it? Is it anything interesting there? The problem with the board games, you know, you need to have people to play board games. And when I do have some, usually whenever we gather, instead of playing board games, we're playing bottles, you know. We're playing some bottles and glasses instead. So board games rarely actually happen. Very rarely. It's been a couple of years since it happened last time. Thank you, hello. How are you doing? And then I need the board game also to be translated here because I'm pretty much the only one who speaks English, so... That's an issue. That's an issue. No, they probably got rights from the Ubisoft, I guess. Ubisoft probably got some of that. Horrid camera. Yeah, camera was also quite something. Reliance and gimmicks and swarms of enemies are also... Okay, so like basically everything remained the same in the full release compared to the demo then. It was still kind of fun though, but yeah, not something I would just go out of my way to play and buy. If it'll be the key, maybe I would. But not that way. It's gonna be a Kickstarter, I say. Well, I mean, it probably will go the right way. The tabletops right now are farming. Which tabletop? Oh, Elden Ring, right? Was it Elden Ring tabletop or something we saw is going to Kickstarter too? So... But they do farm that. They do farm that. Playing the translator more than playing the game, yeah. Let's see, HPSC. I'm doing good, man, doing good. Steam Forge games, alright, I say. Some experience with the tabletop in. I think home appliances equals electrician, yeah, exactly. That one already out for a while. Oh, how was this one actually? I think some streamers also played this one. Was it anything good? Did I play this one? Probably did, right? He played all of them. I played like all the CP stuff, so he probably did already. Is there anything interesting with this one? The eagle eye skill, not the dog shit actually, damn son. They know, they know. It's time to find someone to play with it. Also, they're also like tabletops are expensive, dude. CP game is pretty good, I see. That is interesting. 2 playthroughs of it, alright. Entertaining enough. That's more like if it's interesting, you know. Not even like the horror part, but like Control, for example, was really interesting. So there was one Gear we saw one. The interesting part, kinda like Control. Only complaint is the game is short. All right, yeah, looks like 4 hours or something. Maybe one day, maybe one day. It might actually be interesting. Let's get the wishlist even. Still will require Somehow dealing with that stuff. With getting the monies on Steam nowadays. Isonzo Dita in France. Saw this one before, so it looks like it's going pretty good. The 54 games on the wishlist. Oh, I cleaned this. I cleaned that stuff quite hard actually. So there was way more. Rogue Genesia. More Vampire Survivors. Also really good reviews, dude. Like, these are farming, man. No wonder everyone is trying to make those. The farming. Yeah, the main story was kind of main control, that's true. Like exploration, finding info about other stuff, that was the real cool stuff. The real fun. That's when that's where it was nice. Explosive races. Not really much of a not much of a racist myself, so not super into. It'd be interesting if someone would get like Carmageddon back or something. There was like a recent Carmageddon though. Beacon Pines. Cute and creepy adventure. Oh, this was, we saw this one before, yeah, I remember. The creepy and cute, I remember. With some Fury agenda on top. The Carmageddon. Which one was that? Was it the max damage? That was like somewhat of a recent one. Well, somewhat, obviously. 2016, yeah, I guess. THQ Nordic. So these guys have the rights. Might be something good. 78% positive. Remember the old ones, dude. That was something. Played a little bit, but boy, that was nice. Didn't even start today, damn son. Toad is disappointed, man. Twisted Metal on PS3, yeah. So nothing but a pain, alright. Crashes for no reason. Graphic is old for a 2016 game. No multiplayer modes. Maybe THQ will do something more with them. Some like constructor, like the customization for cars and stuff. That could be kind of cool. That could be kind of cool. Could be interesting. Let's check out the stores real quick. I can't wait for Starfield then, yeah. Toad's gonna deliver, that's for sure. I'm gonna tilt you hard, CJ, I see. Sleep in bed, sleep in bed. That was kinda short, now I'm kinda fixing it now. Fixing my sleep again. The Runeterra multiplied by the all the shitfest going on totally didn't help my sleep schedule for sure. Yeah, speaking of Todd, here he is. Another edition. No, that's the same old, but I think there was already something else now too. The Cyberpunk. Do you manage to sort it out? Or you now have a date when you go. Probably should call them, because if you haven't served, if you have like the availability with the right category, then you can call the line. To mention, I think they said like Petersburg is kind of done with the what's the name, with recruiting for now, I think, from what I remember. The Vinland I heard about, others I kind of didn't really. It's a good discount though, but not really interesting for me. Damn, on 20% discount. Insane. Activision's generosity. The mouse printed those? I mean, they sure did. Well, did you sign that you received it? Or did they just like throw it in the mailbox and something? Because if they just throw in the mailbox and put it on the door, then yeah, that's just how they do it. That you can just go wipe your ass with that shit. Fuck them. And the 8 year ruin your dignity, yeah. Let's see, Zuppers, I say. Well, now your bottles issue is sorted out now. Yeah, I haven't looked in my postal box. There might be already a lot of toilet paper there laying, waiting for its hour to be used. Terra Invicta Jiu-Jitsu. How's the Exquisite Gamers? 3.6 out of 5. Damn. Oh, so. No, I see, Jody. Yeah, that's just like mass-printed shit. And just like a bunch of idiots who have like quota to fill and they just go and put it everywhere. I hope more of those idiots will get fucked. Lose their jobs over it, hopefully, too. Those idiots deserve it. To be honest. Because that ain't a fucking joke. Steaming pile of manure. Those who worked on this project should be banned to publish anything on GOG again. Damn, son. Respect the integrity of other countries. Oh, I did the... Okay, I see. I see they did some of the... They did some of the modern conflict in there. That wasn't demo actually too. That was actually like the world emulation. There was like the war in Ukraine and everything too. TD's repetitive slog. So yes, looks like the... That's the kind of the Steam buyer. Okay, I see. That's the same review basically that was in the Steam. Looks like. I'll be surprised by the second. Yeah, this one. Yep. that's how you do the review. That's the only way to read reviews in GOG. You just like put, you know, only those who actually own the game. I don't know why would you even like have the reviews from someone who can just like come from the other side and like just leave a review. Like, why? Like, imagine if we had it on Steam. Like, the reviews would be a fucking shitfest, dude. Yeah, so you need this by default basically on. Like, instantly everything gone. The 4-star more useful, yeah. Yeah, sacred, exactly. And like also like, I mean, like, should you? Like you bought it on Steam, right? You didn't like the game. You wrote a review on Steam. Like, do you like really need to go on every platform and just kind of like? I mean, I guess it's kind of to increase like awareness of those who buy the game, right? So if it's good or not, I guess. That probably wouldn't be ours, really, to be honest. But yeah, this one just requires, like, work on tutorial, first of all. A lot. A lot. Well, if it'll be like some sort of, like, scam, right? If it's, like, some situation where, like, the publisher sells something without, like, developer permission, right? Like, if it will be a, like, full-on asset flop and everything that tries to pretend that it's something else, then, yeah, I guess. If you just didn't like the game and, like, going to every platform... And game doesn't really have, like, you know, serious, like, deal-breaking issues, right? Then I think it's kind of, like, a bit excessive, too much, probably. I think he said he's a backer. It might be just the fact, yeah, that he's kind of, like, a little bit more invested because he backed it and everything, and it's just, like, you know, didn't match his expectations, so now he's mad and stuff, and he goes, maybe they also, like, didn't deliver on what they kind of planned. Well, I mean, he's not like super mad though, at least, so not sure. Yeah, Johnny, true. To refund another, that's probably the reason he probably couldn't refund, because it was the Kickstarter key. I mean, the game has issues though, for sure. Like, judging by the demo and its early access, so I kind of think it's not super far, I guess, from what the demo was showing. And tutorial was one of them, and this log is also kind of true, because like you basically, like, I played for like few hours, and I just, like, by the end of it I kind of got the idea what to kind of do, and I absolutely wasn't doing it, you know, fully optimal and right 100%, I'm sure. And it doesn't really give you like a lot of info, and the tutorial was pretty much, you know, you just have like the interface, like you just like, all right, so let's see, what does that do? So you like hover and you get like a whole bunch of text. So I was like, basically, like, I entered, I was like hovering, reading all the text for a while. There's a huge chunks of text. I was like, all right, we got an idea what it is. All right, let's assume I understood everything. Oh, what's the menu? So you press the menu and there's another interface with a whole bunch of other things that you hover over and read another like bunch of text there. And it's just like, dude, like, I mean, like, some Paradox games are hard. This is like next level, I think. This is just next level, I think, compared to some Paradox grand strategies. And I'm not sure if it's possible really to make it more, you know, like easily deliverable and digestible for someone to, for tutorial to like show this. I'm not sure, it might be hard. I mean, it is hard. I'm not sure if it's doable really. Probably, but will take some time. It's early access also, so Steam actually has like better reviews, like it's actually decent reviews on Steam, I would say, not even mixed or anything, but yeah, the issues are there, I would say. A whole bunch of Skyrim. The 2 Skyrims on top. Damn son, it's a special edition, anniversary edition. Everyone's buying Skyrim in all forms and shapes. Games for the day. And no subverse still. Damn son. They removed it from GOG or something. You just buy both, why not? At the same time. Oh yeah, the Proteus. Proteus is now out completely, right? It is, alright. I think it's in Game Pass too. That might be kind of nice. Yeah, it is, I think. How long they can milk the game. Look at GTA, dude. It's not even long. They are like, you know, amateurs. They are amateurs. Let's see, what do I see? Unlucky. New Steam current produce. Let me see. Oh, wait. Is it also not even here? Okay, I see. Classic. Can get the soundtrack though. Can play that. Unlucky. FIFA 23. Now it's time. Time to buy a new FIFA. A yearly FIFA purchase. Feels good, man. Find a Wrath of the Righteous, A Norca on sale also. Can do some of those. Not sure about Norca, maybe. I'm gonna do one that is on Game Pass. I forgot the name. I will do that one. The kind of like this like interactive sort of history thing. Yeah, I just want to. I want to try like different types of games. Get ideas, you know. No, you actually need to own the games to get soundtracks. Feels bad, man. Can't even listen to the game. Shaking my SMH. People thoughts about Overwatch 2? Well, I mean, it depends who you ask. If you ask Twitch chat, it's gonna be Omega Overwatch, you know, as always. Nothing's different there. And yeah, can't really ask many other people who play that, to be honest. So hard to say. We'll see. We have a little bit more exquisite audience, so maybe you'll get some better thoughts on that here. Yeah, kind of like not really super interested, to be honest. Played better back in the day, and since then really, and haven't really had any interest in that. We'll try the PvE stuff there. SC clapping, alright. The new player experience is bad apparently, I see. Ignontis. Posting your Omegalul, I see soccer, right? Don't like PvP or team shooters, I see. Yeah. Kinda don't mind personally, but yeah, it's like if you play it with randoms, then you know. And there's ranked and stuff too, so I know how I will be about the game. So I'd rather play something more, a little more different, you know. Let's see, Junior, see. And it's also free to play, so it might be kind of like the demo was kind of fun. I can't enjoyed it, but yeah, it's like my performance anxiety and stuff whenever it gets to ranked. And when there is ranked, I usually kind of need to play ranked and don't really play the normals and stuff. So, and I mean, to be honest, there's just no time. If I had time, maybe. Still wanted to play some like Apex at some point. I still didn't get to it. Still haven't got to that. The Let It Die thing, the Dead First, I might actually try though. That might be interesting since it's new and stuff. Might as well. Maybe. I see Secret, alright. Classic. Slain back from hell. I didn't saw that one. A new generation update too. I'm missing some top sellers still. Let's see. And most played all the free ones, as always. Bogus. New releases. A Jutsu Squad, Who that be? Aha, the Fury Agenda. There it is. Tanuki Creative Studio. You can play as a Pepe though. They got not your typical Fury lineup, at least, you know. Get some boars and everything. Marvel vs. Capcom inspired a 4-player co-op tag team. Marvel vs. Capcom inspired. Marvel vs. Capcom was fighting game though, right? Not the beat 'em up. Character transformations and fast-paced combat. Alright. Hey Ryan. Some ding stuff, alright. Ding stuff. Undetected then, who that be? Stealth your way through the shadows and uncover corporate conspiracy. Corpa. There's like some Metal Gear inspired stuff there, sorta. With this view, I feel like. Yeah. Which journey where? Classic sneaking to the modern era. Damn son. Yeah, the MGS like, indeed. Actually quite is, seems like. That'll be kinda interesting. 30th of September actually, it's already out. Definitely inspired, yeah. To put it mildly, there's my reviews. There's no reviews. Shaken by SMH. What about the crazy review system? Where is it? Oh, the monorail stories we saw on one of the shows. It was in summer, right? I think. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the Freedom Game. Yeah, it was Freedom Game Showcase, I remember. That's usually I say, yeah. That was like with some, yeah, like the multiplayer stuff. So there's like 2 people in like the monorail. And then how like the story is gonna you know, happen with the people's choices. It's kinda interesting. Kinda a little weird, maybe. Also, no reviews, too. It's like one monorail ride, and you kind of like whatever happens there, kind of encounters you will have through that. Oh, you mean for us, Johnny? Sometimes some you could, but usually not, I think. I think usually not. Was there a sale for them? Like some games you can kind of see there. But it's mostly due to some like fuck ups on their side, basically. Like, let's see. Will we see something here? Yep, not really. Wait, Shadowrun Trilogy and Ubisoft sale? No, it wasn't. Who was it? I think it was Ubisoft though. Okay, yeah, nothing is available. Classic. Yeah, so basically nope. Sometimes like they add something when it's like a big promotion. Sometimes they kind of like forget to turn the region off, so you can still kind of get it for some time until they fix it. It's Paradox, yeah. And like the MechWarrior game they made also was the BattleTech game was also Paradox, I think. So yeah, it's not Ubisoft for sure. Metro Exodus, yeah, of course. Metro Exodus is nice. Metro Exodus was good. Metro Exodus was fucking bugged as shit in the release. So I was playing, starting with second act, I was playing where I couldn't kill anyone. None of the silent takedowns were working. And they weren't taking any damage. I also wasn't taking any damage, actually, I think, if I remember correct. But there was a lot of missions where there was like some companions and stuff that's not supposed to die, and you can't kill anyone. The only way to kill someone for me was guaranteed one shot. Then it's kind of like the Fallout 76 actually thingy. There was like that bug, but still sometimes kind of manifests when you like do too much damage. It just like doesn't really deal that damage. It just regens it. So you need to like one shot guaranteed. Yeah, obviously it's fixed now. Probably is. That probably is. All 76 is indeed a cozy, man. Game is either bugging or busting them. That's no kizzy, dude. No kizzy on a stack. That is true. Aira Hart. Who'd that be? No, there's no trailer. Is the language that, yeah, you know, getting exposed to onto the internet sometimes. It's kind of way less now. Less Twitch I watch, the less I get exposed to that. Zero and I see, I know the feel. I know the feel. Maybe stay, yeah. The Devour, the straight back games, them reminding about no shrimping. It was really nice of them. Really nice of them. Co-op horror survival, another one. I think this one was already out though for some time, no? Maybe just on Steam and arrived on Epic now. Coming soon. Yeah, I need like something like this, free to play, and just drop it on Epic. That's probably gonna be huge. Like all the Fortnite peeps will just like another free game to play. Let's fucking go, dude. Easy. Easy players, then you just need to kind of find how to monetize them though, that's the problem. But yeah, like most played stuff, all free to play shit. Top player rated. Oh yeah, let's go. The reviews. What's the criteria? When do, oh yeah, this one has stars reviews, okay. When do they appear actually? Yeah, see, this is like, let's see, like the fucking Fortnite generation and everything with Epic Game Store. Even damn, an Epic Game Store. Appreciate the good classics, man. 4.9. What was the main highlights though? They removed the system. And the one that highlights, you know, the strong parts of the game. I guess they removed it or something for the time being. Oh no, it is here. Character customization. How? Like where? Where in Hades there's a character customization, bro? Well, except I guess like depending on which powers you pick or something, right? I guess you can say that's a character customization. I would say it's kind of more like character like progression, I guess. Like the character system. Not customization. Great boss battles. Well, that's at least true. Now, what's the strong parts of Water Wilds? Do you have that? No, they don't. Alright. What are that like? How even? Like Celeste. That's true, Quag, I guess. Celeste, great boss battles, amazing storytelling. I mean, that at least somewhat close, I guess. Don't really played, so I can't really judge on that too much. Binding of Isaac, let's go. What's here? What's here? Character customization and graded boss battles. I guess they kind of do treat like the abilities and stuff as character customization, because there's also like you just pick a character and then you get a bunch of abilities. That's your customization there. So I guess that's the criteria they use there. Wait, that's character customization? Yeah, I wouldn't really call it that way. Well, I mean, nah, not really. If it would be like at least something you pick in the beginning of your run, then maybe. Let's play through. I'm not sure if it's my kind of game though, clapping, not sure. Yeah, Despot's game is out now. I kind of want to do the run of the full release version. That might be nice. Okay, the Lombard. The Brotato, yeah, heard about that one. Heard about that one. Despot's game was nice even on early access. Now it might be even better. Gonna maybe check that one out. Yeah, actually pretty much. Pretty much. Not fools. Oh yeah, 9 Years of Shadows is soon. Ah. That's pretty soon. Nice, Corsair, nice. So was it like in the end hard to set it up? Man, if only that would be on Game Pass or something. That would be great. This one looks so good, dude. That might be very nice. It's interesting they got like so many composers from like the... Neon aesthetic for cutouts. Yeah, all Japanese composers and everything. Interesting. I see course header. Does not fit the gameplay. I mean, I think it might be something with the kind of the contrast with the shadow stuff or something in the name. Yeah, fight to bring beautiful colors of back to your handcrafted world of darkness. I see. So we gotta bring the colors back. Like in movement it's not too bad, but yeah, aesthetically it kind of looks a little weird, and that's true. But in general, like the pixel art looks good. And like the trailers before they showed on like the showcases and everything were also really nice. Like this one is my this one caught my interest back then for sure. We'll see how that will go. Alright. Done with the stores. Let's get to... Oh yeah, the Fortnite skin for Goat Simulator. Insane. It's time. Insane goat skins. Alright, let's get to the news part. Wait, what? No, okay. So that was not much at all for today. It's kinda alrighty. Got you baited. Let's see. The aesthetic. Could be. There'll be gameplay issues. I mean, for sure. The art alone not gonna carry most likely. Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals is delayed to 2023. Over with your amazing community to make Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals the best game it can possibly be. Seeing your fan art, reading your excited comments, and connecting with you fuels our ambition to make this our best game yet. Makes Oxenfree truly special, and add more localizations. We are moving our release window to 2023. Thank you for your patience, support, and understanding. We can't wait to share the game with you. Stay tuned. Yeah, they showed the second, I think, and also on one of the summer showcases. There's like this, like the radio signal mechanics to it. It was looking kind of cool. Another one going to 2023 now. I wonder when exactly. Will it be the first quarter again, or the second? And then second half of the year gonna be dead. Silent Hill, the short message, rated in South Korea. This comes by way of Video Games Chronicle, which reported that the rating committee rated Silent Hill the short message today. And however, the rating did not include any platforms, so it's unclear where this game might land if it actually ends up being a real title. In fact, the rating features little else other than listing Uniana as its publisher. As VGC notes, this company regularly publishes Konami games in South Korea. Publication also knows that Silent Hill the short message might be related to one of various Silent Hill projects reportedly in the works at multiple different studios. BGC reported in February that Konami is planning a revival of the Silent Hill series amidst other reports stating that the Silent Hill 2 remake is in development. We're to hopefully learn more about Silent Hill the short message. Read about Silent Hill creator Kiichiro Toyama's new game Slitherhead. Saw that one before. That one also was looking quite dank, I would say. At least the trailer they showed. That's all we've seen, I think, so far. E3 2023 dates announced. We'll have separate industry and public days. I mean, weren't they kind of like somewhat always that way, though? Damn, Steve, them. That's indeed a very short message then. E3 2023 takes place at Los Angeles Convention Center from Tuesday, June 13th through Friday, June 16th. Digital presentations such as the annual press conferences held by first and third-party publishers take place a couple of days before, beginning June 11th. Okay, I see. So, starting like on Sunday. ESA also states that the show will feature separate admission days for industry professionals and the general public. E3 business days designated for developers, publishers, and press and media take place on June 13th, 15th. Media registration opens in December. And June 15-16 will host E3 Gamer Days, where fans will be admitted to the show floor. There is no date for public registration at this time, since E3 first opened its doors to fans in 2017. Professionals and the public have largely intermingled for the entirety of the show, which has caused issues in terms of crowd traffic. E3 adopting the same dividing format as events such as Tokyo Game Show should alleviate that problem. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like normal thing, I think. It's kind of the same even here in our convention, I think. They have like the press day. But you can get there as non-press if you buy like more expensive ticket, basically. So it's kind of like the day where you can go in and there will be a little bit less lines everywhere. Gamescom, the same. I think Gamescom even has like the whole area that is like separate for like the press. Which is even better, I think, because like not everyone wants to run the convention for like a week, which it basically kind of is, because it's like starts at June 11th all the way until June 16th. That's quite a convention, I would say. That's quite a big boy there. So I think it's kind of better to do like, I don't know, like 3 days or something and just like have like separate areas. Well, I mean, I guess it's kind of all about the convention center space, if it allows that. But we'll see, that'll be nice. If we actually get the proper E3 back, I'll be down. Time to go full degen for a couple of days again. See all the announcements. Get back to those glorious 4 AM presentations that you need to watch. Not need to, but want to. Overwatch 2 VP interested in exploring brand collaborations, cites Fortnite's Naruto crossover exclusive interview. Damn, son. Here you go. It's time. In a recent interview with Overwatch's Vice President John Spector, we asked the executive a few additional questions about developing sustainable revenue streams for free-to-play games. Titles like Fortnite and Warzone have popularized collaborations with major brands like Dragon Ball Super, Attack on Titan, and Snoop Dogg, so I was curious if the Overwatch team would consider it. Seen some really fun examples out there of games working with other brands or other games. Big anime nerd myself, I think it's super cool when I see Naruto appear in Fortnite. I don't even play Fortnite, but that's awesome. As we look at the Overwatch 2 space, those are things that we are interested in exploring. If and when we do that, one of our key values is to do it in a way that feels like a great fit for the Overwatch franchise. So we've been more focused on those collaborations as the stuff we might be interested in doing, and less on the odds in our game type stuff. Snoop Dogg skin for video, yeah. Overwatch 2 monetization model heavily relies on selling premium battle passes and high quality cosmetics. Spectre says the team is working to deliver more content for free than ever before. on a regular and consistent basis to players all over the world. Specifically, the team is aiming to drop content updates every 9 weeks. Each season will deliver a new theme. Season 1 brings cyberpunk-inspired cosmetics along with new characters or maps, sometimes both. Want to be in a position to sustain content delivery for years to come. And so we ask ourselves, how do we align the revenue systems in the game against that goal? I always want to make sure things in the game feel fair and rewarding for players, regardless of whether they choose to spend money. Yeah, that's kind of like, it's harder with the Overwatch because, you know, Fortnite you have like some random shit you play as a fucking banana if you want, right? And everything, like you can put any skins there. And like Overwatch you kind of play some, you know, pre-made characters with like some sort of like the backstory and stuff. It's kind of need to work on, you know, putting some sort of like random other character skin on top of them after all. Not that simple. I mean, it might be even more interesting, but totally requires more effort into doing that, and will be a little bit weirder. I believe Betsway support the game on an ongoing basis, a really big shift versus asking players to spend 40 or 60 bucks to come in the door, and then having different monetization models after that. We'll see how that will go. Well, that's not a system about other stuff then. Not understanding your own game, yeah. Overwatch 2 will take new players about 100 matches to unlock all original heroes. Overwatch players new to this series will have to unlock the original characters, meaning that a cast won't be available on day 1. The news comes from a new Overwatch 2 blog post as reported by Destructoid. In it, Blizzard says a consistent piece of feedback it has received is that new players feel overwhelmed by Overwatch's hero pool and various modes. As such, the team has implemented a new first-time user experience, or FTUE, designed for Overwatch 2 players who have never played Overwatch. The new FTUE addresses the feedback directly, and in Phase 1, players will need to unlock the game's modes and chat functions. This happens rapidly, Blizzard writes in the blog post. Then in Phase 2, players will unlock the original Overwatch heroes by playing approximately 100 matches, according to Destructoid. It's important to know this is just for the original game's heroes. New heroes will be unlocked through Overwatch's 2 Battle Pass system. Competitive play can be unlocked by winning 50 quick play matches. However, Blizzard says most FTE restrictions are lifted while in group, so new players can team up with their friends at any time to play almost any game modes. Competitive is the exception though. While this new FTE process helps players join the fun, it is also an effective way to discourage disruptive behavior and cheating. FTE is an investment to complete because it takes time to unlock game features. Competitive specifically cannot be accessed without winning matches. Disruptive players are unable to immediately affect the larger community with things like voice chat and match chat unlocking later in FTE. Brand new accounts made by cheaters or disruptive players will have to play through this experience, giving us the chance to identify suspicious accounts before they enter other game modes. I mean, that kinda makes sense. If you have an account with Overwatch playtime on it, or if you own the Watchpoint pack, you will not have to play through the first-time user experience, Blizzard says. Plenty more in the blog post, including details about Overwatch 2 ping system, endorsement, RSC. I mean, it kind of makes sense. If you unlock characters also like gradually, because it kind of sounds that like you play 100 matches and they just drop all of them on you instantly. If it'll be kind of like gradually unlocking them every few matches, then I mean, that seems kind of like a fair system. You're gonna still have some sort of like free rotation though, because they need to do those matches. That's some character, right? So 150 matches, but the win counts as 2. I see, alright. Damn, quack them. Don't give them ideas. Don't give them ideas. I see, Steve. I see. Alright. That's not too bad then. I would say that's a pretty nice system in general. Not too bad. Dynasty Warrior Studio reveals Wild Hearts, a Monster Hunter-like game coming early next year. Oh shit, Monster Hunter likes time. Here we go. Sure, let's watch this one. Let's watch this one. Tired of Monster Hunter, I see. And your player again, like why is it so garbage? Just embed the YouTube. Now we're gonna add some like dumb player of ours.
So, visitors to the land of the East. You do realize Ozma is fraught with danger. The kimono grow ever more desperate. They battle for territory. They clash for prey. But in you, is the power to stop this.
Oh shit, fucking Fortnite, dude. Here we go.
In you, there is the seed of invention. You need only hunt. Trust that in so doing, the seed will soon grow. You will become a force of nature.
Yes, these two, I see. Not sure about all the building stuff, to be honest. Just not really my jam. Not sure if the building is my jam, not gonna lie. That kind of like when that enter, I was kind of not sure, dude. Not sure. Camera jumps too much to get a feel of combat, yeah. We'll see, I guess. We'll see. It's gonna be like not like shooting harpoons and stuff in terms of like building. That I guess is not too bad. That maybe is not too bad. We'll see how involved that mechanic is in the game, I guess, because I kind of not really too much into it. Like getting all the building in. Skull and Bones delayed again, this time to March 2023. Again. Due out in 2018, then delayed 2019, at least March 2020 after that. Things went quiet and the game missed that window. May of last year, Ubisoft announced Skull and Bones would release sometime between April 1st and March 31st, 2023. Now it's slipping out of its November 8 release date, which was only just announced back in July, into a new March 9th, 2023 date. As for why, the team cites the need for more polish and balancing. Alright, so it's gonna be kind of like in the dead season with all the releases. Nice. What a great decision. Happy to announce we'll hold an open beta for the game in the near future. Kinda interesting to try the open beta, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. And now after the delay, we get the speed up. Scorn release date moved up 1 week. Check Kepler Interactive and developer Ebb Software have revealed that Scorn's release date has changed, moving up 1 week earlier in October. The game will now release on October 14th instead of the previously announced October 21st. That is good. I probably will play it. It's on Game Pass. If I'll get that to work, which I probably will, then we're gonna play it. I'm gonna check it out. That's probably not gonna be Not gonna be anything spooky or stuff though, as people expect, but it still is interesting though. And artistically looks quite nice, so why not? Why not? Stadia will close in January. Google issuing refunds for all hardware and software purchases. Ready to be disgusted, yeah. More specifically, Stadia will close down its platform and end its online servers on January 18, 2023. After that, you won't be able to access the Stadia service in any way. As for your games and hardware, Google is offering refunds for all Stadia hardware purchases, Stadia controllers, Founders Edition, Premier Edition, and Play and Watch with Google TV. With Google TV packages. Through the Stadia store, according to an FAQ post by Google today. The only aspect of Stadia that won't be refunded are Stadia Pro subscriptions. However, you will be able to continue playing your games in Pro without further charges until the final win-down rate. And most hardware purchases made directly from Google will not require to return your hardware. Company intends to have the majority of refunds processed by Stadia's January 18 shutdown date. Not even surprised. I mean, kinda. But also, I thought they will just kind of like keep going already. Why not? That's just the problem with Google. They need to like have, you know, either like have it all or you have none, you know. Ride or die, basically. So it's like not performing crazy good, so let's just fucking kill it instead. Because like look at like the GeForce Now, you know, all those like the Microsoft Cloud stuff, like they are fine, they do good. Nintendo like for Switch literally like uses the cloud games now when their amazing hardware can't handle shit. So I think they were kind of like a little bit too fast with rolling this out, and I think they were just like way too ballsy with it, way too like how you call it, too much expectations, I guess, from that, too ambitious with that, let's put it that way. How much even is it? I don't even remember. And what was there? Controller apparently is kind of dead thing though. Like there is some update that they need first to roll, so you could use that controller somewhere else. Otherwise it's just kind of like piece of plastic that you can't even use anymore. Well, at least they're gonna refund, looks like, some of them, so that's good. But yeah, I think they just went ham way too much with that stuff. Like if they wouldn't pretend that they're gonna like roll in and become a next you know, platform to stay in line with like Xbox, PlayStation, PC and Switch, I think they would be fine if they would just make it as a service instead of like trying to go for platform, because they got like a lot of money invested. They were like literally like, well, like according to like what Schreier said, they were like offering like tens of millions of dollars to get games on their platform, not even like exclusive, just games on their platform, like Red Dead, you know, this kind of stuff. They were like paying like thousands of millions basically just to get them on the platform. They also got like some exclusives for the platform too. They spent a bunch of money on that also. So they were basically kind of just like trying to buy the place, you know, among the platforms, but kind of forgot, you know, that they are still kind of niche product that's not gonna compete with actual consoles. I think they just kind of like misplaced themselves in the food chain. But yeah, there were some like devs who were working on games for Stadia and adopting the games for Stadia, and it's just kind of like useless now. At least a lot of stuff that was kind of exclusive for Stadia is already on PC or will be on PC, so that's something. And I kind of like, considering their approach to it, I'm kind of happy though. Like it's sad that, you know, like the cloud service is kind of gone, but well, at least we still have like, you know, GeForce Now and everything. But I'm happy that they didn't work as a platform in the end, because that would be just another fucking platform with exclusives that you kind of might want to play, but you can't because you need to own that shit. So, and that's already like annoying with like PlayStation, for example. Like I'm happy that, you know, Xbox is not doing exclusives anymore and we have everything on PC. That's amazing. So now we have, you know, like Switch stuff, now we have PlayStation stuff, and then you would need also to have like some fucking Stadia stuff for that. And that's all you need to kind of like pay for, buy for, and everything. So that's kind of nice that we have less places, less platforms that would try to get us with exclusives, thankfully. Dude on the oil rigs in the ocean? Oh man. I mean, maybe, but I have a feeling that the delay for him would be probably quite something though there. Probably. The Kajimbo stuff, we'll get to that soon. For sure. Physical edition of Stray launches at number 3 on the UK box charts. First is FIFA probably already. Not even FIFA, damn, where is FIFA? I guess there's no box FIFA yet or something. Splatoon 3 first place though, what the fuck? The UK is farming some Splatoon also. Their card Stray. I see, Xer, I see. Well, hopefully you'll manage to get a refund then. Hopefully we'll get a refund. Netflix launches new studio in Finland, streaming a service building a new developer with Zynga Helsinki co-founder Marko Lastika as studio director. Netflix stepped up its push into games today with the announcement of its 4th internal studio, and the first it is building from scratch instead of acquiring. A video streaming service is building out a new studio in Helsinki, Finland, with Marko Lastika serving as studio director. Lastika has been a mobile game business for nearly 19 years, working stints at Digital Chocolate and Electronic Arts before jumping to Zynga, where he served as VP and general manager, co-founding that company's Helsinki development studio, which worked on Farmville 3. Another step in our vision to build a world-class game studio that will bring a variety of delightful and deeply engaging original games with no ads and no in-app purchases. There are hundreds of millions of members around the world. That also kind of like, not a huge fan of that, to be honest. Like, I mean, it's good, right? Like, it's a lot of like games that's gonna be out, but the problem is it's mobile, dude. Like, at least it's no ads and no purchases. It's just, you know, subscription stuff. It's fine. But it's also like, it's Netflix, so they'll have budgets. They're gonna bring some like franchises that are kind of big, that you love, and they're gonna make some mobile games out of them. And I'm not really looking forward to that. Let's put it that way. Not really a huge mobile gamer, dude. But I guess. I just hope it's not gonna be like something that's gonna like explode and everyone will start doing that and everyone just goes full mobile mode. This is like some multi-platform or something. They do Genshin or something. Like, I don't know, you play Genshin, like, you have to give them that. Like, you play Genshin and it's also mobile and stuff, and you don't really feel like you play, you know, some, like, completely mobile game. It doesn't look completely like garbage. It doesn't play like garbage. It doesn't feel like it's garbage, you know. It's good. Like, make more of those. But I guess that's kind of more complicated. Not everyone wants to do that. Not everyone wants to invest into that. People Can Fly ends a publishing agreement with Take-Two. Studio's upcoming Project Dagger may be self-published, working with another publisher not ruled out. Project Dagger is a new action-adventure IP that has been in development for the last 2 years, led by People Can Fly's New York team. People Can Fly has retained the intellectual property rights to Project Dagger, and the Take-Two has not declared an intent to acquire them. As such, the studio can continue development on the project as it sees fit. Advances paid to the studio will be repaid depending on the model in which a game will be commercialized, whether it will be self-published or released in collaboration with another third party or publisher. People Can Fly, yeah. The statement People Can Fly CEO Sebastian Wojciechowski said that self-publishing is part of our strategy, but added that the studio is not ruling out working with a new publisher. I assume we will part on good terms, and I don't see reasons why we couldn't work with Take-Two on some other projects in the future. Wojciechowski said, we strongly believe in the Project Dagger's potential and are now committed to continue its development within our self-publishing pipeline. People Can Fly has 6 other projects. 6, holy shit. Currently in the works alongside Project Dagger. This includes Jiminy, which will be published by Square Enix, Project Bifrost and Victoria, which the studio will self-publish. It also has 2 VR projects on the go and another game still in its concept phases. Not bad. They farming, dude. Yes, the guys made Outriders. Studio released Outriders with Square Enix, but later revealed that the shooter failed to break even in its first quarter and struggled to turn a profit during the first year. A June release on Xbox Game Pass provided a boost in both player numbers and sales for the title. I mean, they still kind of made it, but yeah, you can see like Square probably already like said, fuck these guys, they're trash. Breaking even? Not much profit? Damn, son. Recycle those people. They're not good enough. Alright. Atlus sues makers behind private server of a defunct Shin Megami Tensei MMO. That was actually a thing, I haven't heard about that whatsoever. SMT Online was shut down globally, but 2016 unofficial fan-led server was created in 2020. The story's been updated to show that this server, a title Requiem that has been sued by Atlus, not Reimagine, as it initially stated. The Reimagine server has been closed down voluntarily to protect itself from a potential suit. Alright, so they already like kind of closing everything. Well, another PPG publishers, nothing new. Filed a lawsuit against the 2 people responsible for the maintenance of a private server Shin Megami Tensei Imagine, also known as SMT Imagine. Well, it's Requiem now that we know, as we saw before. A blatant violation of US copyright law after deciding to resurrect the title with the Requiem Imagine project. States that the pair did this by creating an exact copy of the original website for SMT Imagine, which directed users to download an exact or a nearly exact copy of the game. SMT Imagine was an MMO that required online functionality. The suit also accused defendants of creating an unauthorized web server or a server emulator that emulates the original game and allows users to play together online. Atlus is seeking injunctive relief to stop the server from operating, as well as monetary compensation, which includes statutory damages of up to $25,000 per violation, as well as an awarding of the total profits made by defendants made from their infringing activities. Requiem website and Discord server pertaining to the game have both been taken offline. Well, the thing is, like, it's all about the monetization. Like even EA, right? The Electronic Arts that everyone fucking hates and shits on. Even they don't care about the Warhammer Return of Reckoning, for example, server. Like, they just said, as long as you guys not monetizing it, do whatever you want. So they bought the website address and then showed the copyright logo next to the Atlus and other logos. I see. Well, yeah, if they trying to pretend, if they like, you know, the official, the real stuff, and also if they like, well, that obviously is something that would be targeted for sure. But if they monetize, then it's like rip. Like no way they're winning that. Unless they manage to like kind of get it out in some jurisdictions where they can do that. Hey Eupharian, hello by the way. Hey Intedev. How are you, man? Same with Battleforge, just see. I mean, there's a lot of like rogue servers for games. There's like the Star Wars Galaxies or whatever, right? Was it? There's Warhammer, completely dead game, and by Electronic Arts after all. The focus is on the copyright, not the monetizing thing. Okay, I see. I backed everything up, alright. It's gonna probably be ending up with like some private servers running like from China or something, where they care a lot less about the copyrights. There's a Russian one actually, there's son. I'm actually not sure how, like, I mean, nowadays with all this shit going on, I have a feeling that, yeah, you probably will be able to run stuff like this here, and like whatever they're gonna be like a lawsuit, they will just say goodbye. We don't care. Could be. Because like Ragnarok, for example, private servers, Lineage private servers, there's a fuckload of that going on. And there was like this like the Ragnarok online private servers hunt by Gravity not long ago, by the Warp Portal, I think. Was it the name? The American Gravity partner with publishing the game. They were like hunting down some private servers and everything. And seems like here no one really cared. Like the one I played back in 2004, still alive and kicking for all those years. Even though I think like international ones are also returning slowly back. It was like a few lawsuits there, and I think like most of the people are just kind of like rolling the servers back up. So I guess it kind of passed already. But in terms of Ragnarok Online, they were like monetizing that stuff quite well there too. I have to say. PlayStation Stars launches in Asia today, more territories next month. Loyalty program to roll out in the Americas, Europe, Australia, and New Zealand in October. That one was kind of weird one, right? And rollout plan October 13th. October 5th in North and South America, October 13th in Europe, Australia, and New Zealand. Free to join was announced last July. Players able to earn loyalty points and digital collectibles by taking part in various activities and challenges. Loyalty points can then be redeemed on a selection of PlayStation Store products. At the time PlayStation Stars was announced, Sony clarified to Washington Post that the digital collectibles will not be taking the form of NFTs. I mean, I guess, kind of like, not sure, kind of don't really understand those much, the loyalty programs for like the game platform and everything. I don't know. I get the points for anything, alright. Collectibles are for special events. I'll see. So they're trying to like generate some sort of FOMO on that now too. Mighty Kingdom laying off staff. Conan Chop Chop Studio cutting from development and administrative teams a month after reporting net losses double its annual revenue. Then losses double the revenue. Oof. Resorting a series of cost-cutting measures, including layoff and a specified number of full-time employees in its development and administrative teams. Studio did not say how many positions would be eliminated, but believes the cuts had been made with limited impact on the company's discretionary project milestones. Other than efforts to increase communication and accountability throughout the studio are being met with positivity. Through extensive internal review, we are actioning cost-saving initiatives that we see as a turning point in the company's advance towards cash flow break-even and future profitability. Net loss of $10.9 million on revenue of $4.9 million. The company also told investors it would be refocusing its resources toward work-for-hire projects in pursuit of more sustainable revenues. So they didn't even do anything outside of Conan Chop Chop. This one was delayed so many times that I think anyone just kind of already like lost track, lost interest, and forgot about it. Like I remember it was kind of like looking kind of cool. I was thinking it might be fun to play, then it was delayed, then it was I think another delay, and then I kind of already like didn't even notice when it was out basically. Alright, let's see. This one, let me open them. Also did this, I opened them. Alright. Genshin Impact makes $3.7 billion in mobile lifetime revenue. Poised adventure title kept from a top spot by Tencent out-earns Candy Crush internationally. Tencent is still ahead of them. The PUBG Mobile or something. Oh, Honor of Kings. Alright, let's see. September 28th, yeah, so it's 2 years. 2 years, 3.7 bill. Not bad. Third most profitable mobile game globally. Tencent reigns at the top of the chart in Honor of Kings, which generated 5.5 billion in the last 2 years. Holy fuck. PUBG Mobile, which follows with 4.9 billion made in the same period. Like, look at the Genshin being like super successful and crazy and monetizing all the waifu collectors and stuff, and then there is something that is even better than that. Fucking hell, dude. No idea, Steve. No idea. Second for player spending outside internationally, with 2.5 billion generated outside of China since launch. Kept out of the top spot by Roblox, which made just over 2.5 billion. King's Candy Crush Saga ranks behind it in third with 2.3 billion made from player spending in 2 years. China is the #1 revenue generator for Genshin Impact, accounting for 33% of the game's total lifetime earnings, 1.2 billion just on iOS in the country. Sensor Tower does not track third-party Android stores in China, so they don't even know full scale of everything, I guess. Japan came in second, then accounting for around 24% of the game's total revenue, while the United States came third and making up 17% of all global player spending. Highest grossing period was Q3 2021, with $616 million generated globally. The rise in revenue coincided with major content update for the game, which launched in September 2021. Lowest grossing quarter was just before that, Q2, so earnings of $324 million. First and only time the title has dipped under 400 million a quarter. They go crazy, man. The Tencent has like a fuckload of money for that stuff, from that stuff though. Not like surprising, with all the acquisition sprees and everything there. And where did the money come from? Limited Run launches a book publishing imprint. Press Run to release games-related books every month. Yes, the physical collector's edition, guys. Limited Run games. Book publishing label will be led by Limited Run's media curator Jeremy Parrish, former editor-in-chief at US Gamer and senior creative director at Greenlit Content. And Jared Petty, currently a senior editor and project manager of publications at Limited Run and former IGN senior editor. Press Run will be publishing games-related books every month, with the first title being Limited Run The Complete Run Volume 1, dedicated to the publisher's own games between 2015 and 16. Coming titles include retrospectives dedicated to the Virtual Boy, Japanese publisher Sunsoft, the games released on the NES in 1987, among others. Limited Run was already selling some retrospective books on its store as part of its offering, including a book dedicated to PlayStation that will be reprinted following the launch of Press Run. They said the goal is to help authors share their passion for games with larger audiences. While Parrish commented, our long-term goal with Press Run is to create an ever-growing library of great books, covering a wide array of topics across a variety of formats and styles by a diverse lineup of authors. Press Run will exist to keep great books in circulation for as long as people want to have them. And money doesn't always buy that. I mean, I guess. We don't know the whole extent though. They had their failures too, after all. Had their failures after all too. Especially on the streaming market internationally. Like, the homeland, they go ham though. Ex-Nintendo worker details labor complaint. Former Q&A tester says they asked about unionization trend in January and were fired in February in retaliation. Not a week without some shit. Tester Mackenzie Clifton provided more details on the specifics of their complaint, telling Access they tried to ask Nintendo of America President Doug Bowser about unionization in the January company meeting, and Nintendo and Aston Carter fired them for it in February. Clifton said they tried to ask Bowser for Nintendo's position on the recent trend of unionization among Q&A teams in the games industry, but the subject was not addressed in the meeting. They added that after the meeting, an Anston Carter supervisor told them it was a downer question and said in the future they should put any such questions to Anston Carter rather than Nintendo. This is like staffing agency, I guess. Clifton said they were fired in February, with Nintendo claiming the termination was for disclosing confidential information. The supporting evidence Clifton was given for the termination was a tweet they made in mid-February saying, "In today's build, someone somewhere must have deleted every other texture in the game because everything is now red, just like pure red, and it's very silly." Clifton also discussed settlement talks around their case, saying they wanted a letter of apology signed by Bowser, while Nintendo counter offered to let them speak with the Human Resources team and be given a neutral letter of reference. Nintendo and Aston Carter did not answer Axe's request for comment, while the National Labor Relations Board declined comment. What a twist. What a twist. Clifton's complaint was followed by investigative articles by Kotaku and IGN detailing Nintendo Q&A worker treatment and a second formal NLRB complaint in August. But not a week without a shitfest. Not a single week. And now with even Nintendo being involved quite often. Insane. Then the boss would have a say in this, I guess. Kind of hard to say though. Subsidiary, but it's still kind of like, you know, the independent company in a way, so... Dragon signed an apology, yeah. Exactly. Unknown Worlds Moonbreaker, Canterbury Tales, miniatures, audio dramas, and the best-selling author. Subnautica Studio shares more about its first live service game and the ambitious narrative behind it. That's the one that looked kinda... a bit of a saga. Whatever they showed it. Yes, I guess it's just kind of like publishing, basically. Like, I'm not sure if they... Well, Q&A testing of publishing, I guess, too, kind of. That is possible. So, yeah, not sure, actually. That's an interesting question. I think, like, most of their stuff outside of third-party things is, like, by Japanese devs, mostly. Among the sea of sci-fi survival horror shooter, You're Going to Die in Space type games at the Gamescom opening night live, there were a handful of more original ideas. One such title that generated no small amount of interest was Moonbreaker, next new IP from Subnautica developer Unknown Worlds. 2 days after its debut, we sat down with the game's director and studio co-founder Charlie Cleveland, pictured above, to discuss the dramatic shifts this represents for the company. For one thing, it is yet another change of genre. Unknown Worlds began as the team behind Natural Selection, a Half-Life mod that mixed first-person shooter and real-time strategy elements. Since then, the studio has produced games ranging from relaxing puzzle game Zen of Sudoku to first-person survival and exploration outing Subnautica. Meanwhile, Moonbreaker, which launches in early access today... Wait, did it? What? The fuck? I mean, I'm not sure which... It is. What the fuck? I didn't even notice that. It is fucking out already, huh? Mostly positive. Anyone even remember about that? In-app purchases. Oof. Oof. Bruh. First you buy it, quite. And then you also... And you also juice it up. Alright, let's see what the reviews. Painting is more fun than the actual game. Don't buy the Founders Pack. It's consumable, so you can get a refund if you return the game. Okay, alright. As far as I can tell, the game seems fun, but... to make money from releasing new units, put them in a DLC, I would buy that. But don't do loot boxes and premium currency. Oh, loot boxes too, nice. Well, I mean, it is Krafton as a publisher, so that kind of like, you know, that already kind of says... Yargosh Dailo. Taru. Sell a game, please sell the complete game and not lock parts of it behind microtransactions. Don't want to pay to play a pay-to-win game. For one who is saying that the monetization is friendly now, they are correct, but saying something isn't as bad as it could be still doesn't mean it's good. Not enough variety, season pass progress is slow, so grind stuff, alright. I want to increase the speed of season pass, pay. PvP turn timer very short when you're new. Games can stall out sometimes, which is a bit of an anticlimax. Minimum bugs, fun building armies, finding combos, painting features unique and very detailed, art and characters are great, tense tactical head-to-head battles. Miniatures are gotcha. I mean, it kind of seems like it looks like. Needs more content, which is understandable. It's early access. People complaining about the money shop and TBH. It serves no purpose at this point as I unlocked everything available in probably 4 hours, so I don't see a need to be upset at it. Although cash microtransactions in $30 game is bullshit. True. Full collection with spending no extra in under 3 hours. I like how everyone is like praising the fact that they bought a full price game and they got everything without paying for stuff. Dude, what a twist. How little you need to make people happy. Game's very strategic, requires a lot of tactics, might not be for everyone, but it's a nice blend between tabletop style games and maybe a little too long but still good fun. Best of its kind, quite balanced. Painting mechanics, a lot of people like painting, looks like there. Going to make the game with the gacha loot box monetization, then at least make it free, pure greed. Don't realize it's going to be a free-to-play game with like multiple currencies. Very excited. Until microtransactions. Opening screen advertising all the microtransactions. Don't ask for refunds often. Phil said this comes off as a pay-to-win type game when I paid $30 to get it on launch. Pay money for the game. I should have every unit to make my army from the beginning and get the future armies and future downloads. Very sad I didn't like this one. Great idea is terribly executed. How you go from Subnautica to this? I had no idea, dude. Game costs $30 but still has loot boxes. A game mode that you need to use a premium currency to play. Oh. Get some of the currency for free each day, but my point still stands. And that's actually back in the day what killed Artifact in a way. When you already bought stuff and then you needed still to pay for stuff and use money to even fucking play. At least they got the way to get it in-game though, so that's what's gonna probably save them. Isoltres, Dialo. Well, I mean, they're not like mixed or mostly negative yet, so you know, that's something. Gameplay is solid, but if the restrictions on cargo runs stay in place, I'm going to refund. Yeah, so it's probably this like game mode that you need to pay for. Fantastic game with fantastic potential, but the monetization model is not something I want to support. Game seems fun, but if you want to make money from releasing new units, yeah, this was read already. Internal store. So yeah, like, why, dude? Game clearly focuses on the microtransactions. Get all the available units easily. They give you 10 boxes for free. I wish you can get new units and then the duplicated ones become immediately a kind of coin that you can exchange for the units that you don't have. Reminds of a Hearthstone system, which is extremely similar, but with the difference being a free game, not a $30 one. To run out of free loot boxes and they release new units, yep, that's when you gonna suffer. Great mechanics, looks fun to play. Painting part of the mean is amazingly done. Knowing that Sanderson is writing the lore of the game is promising. That sounds the game is exactly what I was hyped about, and it's what made me insta-buy it after release. Something to add that I consider a great idea is that you can listen some kind of audiobooks with stories about the game's lore while you paint the minis. I found that awesome. That's kind of cool, true. Anyways, bag. Like 10-10, I see. The greed, dude. Monetization is a no-go. Play it when it's free to play, and trust me guys, it will be. It can only work like that. You might be underestimating them. I really hate the monetization. Mechanics, visuals, gameplay are incredible. I'm still kind of like surprised actually a little, I guess, because when I saw it was just like, you know, it's like the Subnautica devs, like the dang popular writer on board. I thought it would be some like, you know, like RPG, you know, with some story dialogue or something, and boom. I mean, it's still probably quite nice gameplay, but I also like not really into like painting minis and stuff, so I'm not sure if I would really enjoy that. Battle pass and the premium currency shit. Okay, I see. Kinda, Steve, kinda. Cosmetics only, but yeah. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan. And this seems like not cosmetics only. That's the thing. You actually get like all this stuff. And right now, yeah, I guess it's early access. There is only the Steam review link. 1 moment. Sure. Yeah, the cosmetics only is kind of like at least somewhat of an excuse. I guess I can like live with that sorta. But this, I'm not sure. Oh wait, they've just announced removal of paid gameplay limits, so they're not removing the microtransactions. They just allow you to play actually without paying. Literally godsend in my opinion. Turn-based tactics PvP games are hard to come by, and this came just when I got about sick of Warhammer Blood Bowl. Visuals, music great, mentioned really awesome. Voice acting, gameplay nothing new, tight and well executed with a ton of unit variety and hero playstyle, so you definitely won't get bored if you're a turn-based tactics fan. There's PvP and there's also AI and cargo contracts, which are short and fun little roguelike campaigns that pit you against multiple unique bosses in exchange for rewards. That's kinda cool. The gripes about the microtransactions honestly not be valid if it were just limited to cosmetics and unlocking of units, which you can do so reasonably quickly. And in fact, a lot of popular games do this. Hearthstone, Apex, which are all free to play by the way. Even when it comes with an initial price tag a la Rainbow Six Siege. There's been an important update from the devs announcing removal of the cargo contract limits, which will be clarified next week. According to the team in Discord, it sounds like microtransactions will only be used for cosmetic upgrades and instant buying of units versus unlocking them via grinding. And someone already said that the grind is quite long, so... As such, depending on the actual update next week, Moonbreak might actually turn out to become a great game. I mean, yeah, it might, like the thing is, it might be grindy though still. As it said, like the battle pass advancement is quite slow, so... Considering there might be like more and more characters later. Like when like Hearthstone was just out, it was kind of whatever, right? Like sure, you'll get those cards sooner or later if you play regularly, but then you take a break or you get in when it's already like going for like a year or two, and that's already way more painful then. Let's see, so okay, see. It's such a long review with only 2 hours, yeah. See, my like first look Friday with 2 hours, I can already be like the godsend reviewer for everything. Easy life. The pay-to-win Pokemons, yeah. Nice, what the... That was kind of like when it was just out, so they're kind of clueless about how it's gonna go. They didn't get like shit on though, I have to say. I don't know, maybe it is actually kind of nice, like tactical one stuff. Maybe at some point I'm gonna check it out, like see how it looks in play. But yeah, I haven't seen shit about it. I didn't even know it was out. Like that was a surprise for me. Like what the fuck, it's out already? For me, kind of looked a little underwhelming, to be honest. Maybe it's just like kind of lately not really super much into like the I like turn-based tactical stuff when it's part of, you know, some other game, like when it's the part of RPG, like Pathfinder, for example, like Wasteland, right? Like just tactical turn-based on its own. I mean, it's good, but I just rather play something that has like more layers to it, you know. Alright, let's see. Alright, studios hone their craft in particular areas, away as unknown worlds keep switching genres. I think I would just be bored, Cleveland tells. Our first game took 10 years to make. Never wanted to work on another game like that ever again. Second game, Subnautica, took 5 years. We wanted to try something new. For me to stay pumped and excited and happy, I want to work on new stuff. Business partner Max is the same way. He's Mr. Technical, runs everything technical at the studio. Doesn't want to work on the same thing. Even 5 years is too long for him. He wants to be pushing harder and faster on new stuff. It's really that simple. That's why you get yourself in the live service game that you will support for years to pump that money. Fair enough, although this flies in the face of the business model the studio has chosen for Moonbreaker. Game is not just the team's first strategy game, it's also their first live service game. A long-tail offering designed to be constantly updated for years. Exactly. I know, why did we do this, Cleveland Lofts? I realized that like a year ago. What did I get myself into? Well, figured it out. I'm super passionate about this game. Been dreaming about this game for years at this point, just obsessed. I'll just play it after work repeatedly, even against the AI. When there's no players, I'm just going to play. But you can't without paying, because the AI mode is limited in the amount of times you can play it. So how are you playing that? Abusing your developer power. The miniature aspect has been key to the project from day one, and we just cancel if we weren't making a miniatures game. And the team has spent several years balancing how much they bring Moonbreaker's figures to life. It's not quite as animated as the Millennium Falcon's weird chess with monsters game, but far less rigid than Hitman Go. Hitman Go, damn son, remember something. Single-handedly going to fund the game for years, yeah. Was a hard one to really nail down. We started miniatures and we knew we wanted to make a fantastic digital game. Tried a bunch of different things, animating the miniatures, kept breaking the miniatures feel, especially paint your miniature and you see it moving. It didn't feel miniature to us. It's better to lean into miniatures, it's a very unique visual style. We were the only game at Gamescom that looked anything like this. If we animate it, all of a sudden we fit in with all the other stuff. I mean, that's one way to justify, you know, saving on animation budget. Painting is another aspect that got folks talking around the reveal. Moonbreaker has a full digital painting mode where you can intricately color in your creatures and captains to your liking. Seems like such an obvious fit for a miniature game. It's hard to work out why long-running tabletop brands looking at you, Warhammer, haven't done something like this before. Games Workshop has a lot to lose if they go digital, and they're invested in physical. They have thousands of employees working in factories with hundreds of stores. But I'm very surprised that no one else has made a digital miniatures game. Remember the moment we were casually discussing, oh, digital miniatures game, that'd be cool, and yeah, we wouldn't have to animate the units because they'd be miniatures. That'd be cool, we could have a painting tool. It's like a 5-minute conversation, it was like, how has no one done this? And animated the hand moving the figures, yeah. The NFT emotes, them son. Prototype this, and for 5 years I've been trying to convince other people that this is going to be awesome. Now finally the game looks good, and it did not look good. It wasn't very long ago that this game did not look very good, and it would have inspired confidence. Perhaps a prophetic that we discussed how video games generally look awful until the last few months, as Cleveland puts it. A recent GTA 6 leak revealed misconceptions among consumers that graphics are handled first, something developers have responded to with examples of in-progress stills and videos from acclaimed titles. So with Moonbreaker, Cleveland says visual effects came in very late, and just 1 year ago the game did not have any character art. I still kind of don't think that GTA 6 looked like... I mean, I haven't really watched a lot of that stuff, right? I saw screenshots mostly, like little clips and stuff, and I don't think it looked that bad. Another key aspect to Moonbreaker's appeal, as revealed at Gamescom, the title has been developed in collaboration with Brandon Sanderson, a best-selling author behind the Mistborn series and the last 3 books in Robert Jordan's long-running Wheel of Time series. Quite the get for an indie studio, so how did this partnership come about? We knew we wanted to make a very appealing universe. We've done that with Subnautica, that was great, but we wanted to make something that's going to last decades, something like Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh! Or League of Legends, something that's a big long-term property. And that's someone who said they can't work for a few years on the same stuff? Come on. Unknown Worlds approached Bad Robot Games, yes, J.J. Abrams, Bad Robot, who helped them search for a writer. Subnautica developer interviewed several, but Cleveland says Sanderson was immediately our person. Already a gamer and a fan of Subnautica, it turns out, the author has spent the past 3 years building the lore and the world of Moonbreaker. He's not checking out the daily bills or giving feedback on the UI. He's a very busy guy, Cleveland clarifies. For years we would meet with him every week. We'd talk about the latest captains and cultures and all the different ideas he had. We'd go through them with a fine-tooth comb and see what was going to work for the game and what wasn't, or whether we could change a particular character because we had this gameplay idea. He would show us the cool new stuff, we read it in the night before, got all excited, have all these questions, and we talk about it. There's a lot more to it than that. And all that in the miniatures game. I mean, dude, I mean, sure, but I think that could be used for something kind of a little bit better, you know? Honestly. And then make a miniatures game already based on, you know, that game with those characters that you played in the actual RPG and stuff, for example, kind of like a side project, make it free to play, make it with microtransactions and kind of farm the audience of the game that you already established the world and the lore with. I mean, that would make sense to me personally. Tell you that. Bleeding players already, I see. I mean, that's the thing, like with games like that, you need to get you kind of need the free-to-play stuff. That's what killed the Artifact back then. Like, it wasn't a bad game. Artifact wasn't bad. I played it back then. It was alright. It was different, quite different compared to other card games, the TCGs and stuff, but it was alrighty. It's just the fact that you needed to buy it for quite a lot. And then you needed to, even to play some modes, you needed to kind of pay with something. There was like the gauntlets or whatever that you needed to actually pay for with some sort of like currency in game that you can either like earn by winning or by buying with real money. And there obviously wasn't enough audience because you need, like, the entry fee is kind of big to even get the game, right? And yeah, it just kind of like was gone because of that sort of. So like for the competitive stuff, you really need a lot of audience, and for that you need free to play, especially with this start that they had. And now kind of switching to free to play that fast is also a bad idea. So I think like the more logical part would be probably to kind of minimize the pay to win format and kind of capitalize on some sort of like story mode or like single player. Try to get people through that. But then again, it's just the miniatures tactical turn-based. It's kind of like niche, I guess. Sanderson essentially gave Unknown Worlds what Cleveland describes as a world bible, containing everything the team needs to know about the creatures, people, cultures, and worlds, even holidays and weather patterns. The author also created the concepts for each of the captains, as well as their backstories, narrative arcs, and how the latter weave together. Like, dude, you could make so, like, something like really fucking cool with that. Like, you have like a world, you have like characters and stuff written by fucking popular writer, man, and you make the game about miniatures. And let's make it some kind of like JRPG or something, I don't know, sort of, with miniatures, so you still have some sort of like miniature, like going and talking with other miniatures, I guess, or something, you know. Just see weird to me. I mean, it's not the bad concept. It's just like the fact that they like got a really good writer on board and they were like advertising it that much. And in fact, like all you will probably see is, like, as the review said, you can listen to audiobook while painting the digital miniature. Like, I mean, sure, like, could just make, you know, the audiobook or something, and we can read it or listen to it, I guess. Yeah, I think a lot of people just like it because of the digital painting, yeah, mostly. I mean, considering it wasn't even like in the popular release and everything, then it means, you know, it kind of went not very good. Could paint an animated miniature too. Well, I mean, apparently they didn't want to. I can see it being kind of hard though to keep the animation with all the like those like with all the changes and customizations the player will be bringing in to make it still properly working in animation, and you need to make animations too, right? So I don't know. It feels like kind of scuffed. Let's put it that way. Oh yeah, the captains are not only central to the gameplay, but also the root of the storyline structure. Cleveland described Moonbreaker as a Canterbury Tales in space. Concept that has been in place since the beginning. As with Chaucer's works, each chapter centers around a single character, aforementioned captains. So much of the narrative will also be delivered via audio dramas, another innovative approach to the genre. I don't know, dude. Like, either like... That's kind of the same as like, oh, yo, like Fallout 76 is on release. It wasn't empty. It had the holodiscs and everything. I mean, yeah, that was an excuse, and maybe someone was listening to it, but I wasn't. I mean, I did a couple of times because they just autoplay, but like I didn't really care too much. Like it's not what I play for there. That's why like the NPCs also were kind of whatever for me. It's not what I play Fallout 76 for. Like I didn't need holo discs. I didn't need NPCs really. You know, I need the gameplay. I need the events. I need the raids and stuff. I need to farm. I need the good loot and drops. You know. Paint the joints and the skeleton. Yeah. Yes, Signal, as I say. Taking us a long time to actually figure it out, but our audio dramas are largely based on the captains, though we have bigger plot points too. So like the lore exposition, the lore dump is audio, pretty much. So like you have this like tactical turn-based combat that has absolutely no like a world building, no lore, and you just like listen to some audio stuff. It is an innovative approach, that's true, but yeah, I'm not a huge fan personally, let's put it that way. Over the course of years, you'll see how those stories relate and where they are driving to, both the past story and the future story of those first 10 captains, over the years also. The actual nature of the story is not being shared just yet, but the first audio drama releases as part of Early Access, with plans for the next chapter to be released in a month's time. So basically, in the end, in my opinion, I think it's just gonna be advertised as the audiobook of the author, and the game is kind of just like side thing and the way of delivering the audio drama. They maybe even like get the separate audio drama, like, you know, as some, like, I don't know where you get audiobooks now, like Spotify, some shit, I don't know. So it's just gonna be like, you know, addition to the book. Like, oh, you're listening to this audiobook, there's also like, you can see those you know, miniatures of those characters in the game and kind of like play them. And world building is for them if it takes years, yeah. I mean, I think it probably is done because he got the Bible for the whole world, right? Like the story maybe is already kind of written or will be written soon. It's just that they're gonna like stretch it and drop it in doses to keep the live service going. That's pretty much it. That's actually true, Steve. Yeah, that's actually true. They could just already kind of release it and then just like every new like chapter, captain, whatever is gonna be like update. That's it. I think it's just kind of like sort of like, you know, to push all the issues that, you know, it was early access, guys. And then on actual release, they get like, you know, some free advertisement, another excuse to send press releases and everything, and then already gonna be updates and everything. Who cares about miniatures backstory? I mean, it's kind of other way around, I think, gonna be. Like, they're gonna just be, like, people probably just gonna be buying, like, the Sanderson's book, basically. And the game is kind of like the side effect. Yeah, exactly, Farron, exactly. The Runeterra, for example, that I play nowadays offline, it has very scuffed like store. Like, I mean, obviously like the League lore right now is like huge, right, with Arcane and everything, but like the in-game PvE campaigns are not very story heavy, but yeah, it just has like text boxes and everything. Like, you could do something like this. You could like get, as I said, like some sort of like imitation of like some RPG things going, like talking dialogue quests or something, and then you fight some fights. Like, that would be like way more interesting, because like the game is like clearly should be lore heavy. It's like it's written by the writer, like famous writer who wrote a lot about it already, looks like. So it's supposed to be like, if it's audio drama and like the years of the story, you know, that's supposed to be like the lore heavy stuff. Like that's just like, I don't know, I just don't get the genre choice. Like, not even talking monetization, like that's a whole different story. That's like instant no, to be honest. It's kind of like, you know, it's sort of like some sort of like amiibo or some shit. So you get a book, and the game is kind of like collection of amiibos for the book or something. So you can like listen to the book while you paint the character from the game. Which, I mean, it is kind of innovative approach, for sure. But as a game, I'm not sold. I'm not sold. As a book, maybe, and the game on the side. Don't hold us to it, says Cleveland. The current plan is 1 per month and then we'll take a break. Seasons are aimed to be 4 months long with 3 audio dramas over those 4 months. We're looking at it like a Game of Thrones kind of things with twists and turns and big reveals and everyone tuning in. Well, I mean, it is kind of interesting concept. But I don't know, I just think it's like the game could be better, honestly. Saunders has been involved in the audio dramas as well as his friend and fellow co-host of the long-running podcast Writing Excuses, Dan Wells, another successful author and another avid gamer. Whelan says it's not essential that any author collaborating with a developer have extensive knowledge with games. There are some similarities between writing books and writing for games, and attempts to get Sanderson working directly on the game did not go as planned. We were originally asking Brandon to do a lot more narrative design because we were doing a single-player mode with more story weaved in and out between chapters. Spent way too much time on it and we couldn't get it to work. It was a bad game with a not great story. So now it's just bad game with no story. So we ended up ditching that and basically focusing the game on the game and the narrative on full-bore linear narrative. Brandon and Dan are storytellers. Anytime they try to write for games, they are diminishing their art. I hate to say it, but it's really true. So we basically backed away from all that. I don't want them to diminish their art. It's fully a linear story. That's why it's going to be a great story. Well, yeah, if it's linear story, it'll be kind of hard. I mean, that's hard to make RPG then, right? Because there will be no choices and stuff. So, but I mean, there's a lot of games with linear story. Why can't you make something good? Like Subnautica has pretty linear story. It's not like you have a lot of choice what to do there, right? Huge plus if a writer does understand how a game works. Basically, a game designer when you look at the magic systems using his fantasy novels. Basically rules, once you know the rules, you're like, holy shit, what did that character just do? Oh my god, that's why they are doing that. Mine starts racing because he started imagining the possibilities. I haven't read all his stuff because he's too prolific, but Mistborn is the ultimate game design built into novel. I could just be a game designer if he wanted to be. Is that even a game at this point? That's my issue with that, yeah. Excitement around the narrative and miniatures are the core of the experience. Had this game been unveiled 10 years ago, it wouldn't have been a shock to learn it was a Toys to Life project, or at least that all in the game miniatures were physically available as merchandise. A later notion has certainly been brought up. Everyone asks for it. I don't know if it'd make a whole game out of it, like a miniatures board game, but I feel like it'd be so great if we at least allow people to hit buy now in the painting tool and it sends you paint job of your miniature to a miniature construction company. So many third parties that do this. I don't know what the quality is, but you get your version, you paint it on your desktop in the mail. So they're already thinking about that too. I'm not sure, man, not sure. Experimented with 3D printers even. Moonbreaker becomes a long-term IP. And I mean, that makes sense. And like, this game probably would be nice as a kind of like a sort of like spin-off actually. Like, start with something else first. Like, start with the world, start with the game in the world. And then let the author actually, you know, like make a book that is like after the game or before the game, like fully linear, right? And stuff. Then make some side games and everything like this. Because like, I don't know, like miniatures and stuff, it's hard to like to relate, sort of, for me. Like, you listen to the story, cool, fine. But, like, the miniature with no animation and stuff, it doesn't feel like the character to me, really. The coloring book with the podcast on the background. Basically, yeah. Hard enough to make a game, and then we stapled onto it a whole audio drama production team and painting tool and live service. Not looking for more work, but in the background we were like, we've developed this world, this will have legs. Let's make sure we don't paint ourselves in the corner if we don't want to do a game in this world. Not something we're thinking about right now. I focus totally on Moonbreaker. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't know. Idrimota Dialo. Yeah, there is plenty of those. There's plenty of those. Like, even if you take, like, the Blood Bowl, for example, Warhammer 1, it's also, like, not crazy super popular. Quite popular, though, right? But not super crazy popular. And it's, again, it's like, it's not really super, like, narrative heavy. That's the problem. Like, I don't mind in general. Like, there's a lot of, like, games that are kind of, like tactical turn-based, and that's it, right? Most of the time. But I mean, they still have story and everything to them, though. Like, I don't know, like Battle Brothers or something. Like, take, I don't know, like Heroes of Might and Magic or something like this, right? They still have way more layers. They have, like, not just the tactical turn-based combat. They have, like, some sort of, like, overworld moving, right? They have story. They have, like, resource management, like castle management, for example. Like, those things. It isn't just, like, purely just combat. And that's it. And then there is, like, kind of, like, slapped on top of it, like, the audio narrative that you kind of listen to. I don't know, man. It's just, it would be kind of, like, hard for me to immerse myself into this stuff. Like, if it would be part of something, that would be fine. But right now, it looks like it's just a part of audiobook. I mean, I guess if it will be advertised that way. I mean, it's still not too bad, though. I think they still have it. They still have a chance. They kind of missed the first window, though. Like, they got a bunch of negative stuff because of the monetization. And actually, like, the cool stuff about it, a lot of people actually like the game. Like, the only negative reviews here mostly are about the monetization. Maybe it's even, like, kind of like the five-head move. Just make shit monetization and then remove it. So people focus on that, then remove it, and everyone's happy, basically. But they still kind of missed the opportunity to go, like, popular new releases and everything because of this, like, shaky review grounds, I guess. And there was no marketing or anything, so no one fucking knows about it. Like, I literally have no idea it's out already. Like, no clue until now. And we'll see. I mean, all the best to them, but I think you could do something better with having, like, the well-written world by some writer. First time with you. Well, first time was when we watched the announcement show in summer. And after that it was silence. I think date probably was announced, actually. I just don't remember because I saw it and I was like, it was like, you know, new game from Unknown Worlds with Sanderson. Everyone is like, damn, son. And then they show this and everyone's kind of like, alright, I guess. Well, the miniatures painting is cool. But what else, dude? Missing out on all the lore if you don't like painting, yeah. I think you can just probably listen to those audio dramas at any time. Anytime you can listen to them. But yeah, like I don't really like customization stuff, honestly. Like I'm pretty bad with that and I don't really like it too much. Like painting, you know, even like customizing character, you probably know. And you saw my my house in Fallout 76. I am all functionality. Let's put it that way. I don't give a fuck much about the beauty of things, to be honest. So for me, that would just boil down to just tactical turn-based. And you know, I don't know. Maybe it's like super godlike, but again, it's like either PvE that is limited might become unlimited now, unless you pay for it, right? It was limited. And that's it. The rest is PvP, basically. So like, I'm not sure. Unless you make it like super interesting to PvP in the game and stuff. Some sort of like competitiveness to it, ranked maybe or something. I think people just, you're gonna just run away from it because like, so what's the point? You play procedurally generated PvE campaigns, from what I gathered, kind of roguelikes, right? With some bosses and stuff, with no lore or anything attached to it. And what for? Like, well, what's the live service there? Like, the PvP part is the only live service, but if no one's playing PvP, then what's the point of that if no one's interested? Are his books even good? I heard about Mistborn. I heard about Mistborn a lot, and he apparently also participated in the Wheel of Time, that I also heard a lot in my Discord books, in my Discord server books channel. That was a lot of Wheel of Time stuff, so I guess. A good might be like very subjective, right? But at least it's popular, so I guess good enough. I guess it's good enough. Let's open the last one. There's some trailers there too. Oh, the biggest fantasy authors nowadays, yeah. It's like really cool that he's like, you know, writing the game and stuff, but like, come on. You guys using it kind of interesting way. Maybe he actually kind of wanted that way. He just wanted to make a book and have like a game on the side. Instead of like, you know, writing for the game, I guess. It just makes it easier for him to write and makes it easier for them to make game based on his writing. Because writing goes separately, you listen to it, game goes separately, you just play it, you know. Alright, so there is the Legacy of Kain franchise survey, by the way. So there is potential future of the franchise, so if you guys are invested, you can do that. The return of Legacy of Kain franchise, potentially. I think it's kind of nice thing that they're doing it. Think people might be interested in that. Gonna announce that the game is dead and they're releasing the book. Yeah, I think the game is just gonna become kind of like this like side thingy to the book, actually, probably. That kind of makes sense, at least, to be honest. It's like you read the book and then, well, here's like you can paint miniatures of the characters from the book and play as them. That would be cool. Saudi Arabia sets aside $13 billion to acquire a major publisher. As part of plan to make Saudi Arabia the ultimate global hub for the games and esports sector by 2030, Savvy Games Group details $37.8 billion in gaming investments. I mean, smart. Savvy Games Group is 100% owned by Saudi Arabia's public investment fund and has Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman serving as the chairman of its board of directors. One part of our ambitious strategy aiming to make Saudi Arabia the ultimate global hub for the games and esports sector by 2030. Give a second, the playlist too. There we go. Wait for the molding, I think it's already going. Harnessing the untapped potential across the esports and games sector to diversify our economy, drive innovation in the sector, and further scale the entertainment and esports competition offerings across the kingdom. Yeah, they just have a lot of money. They want to, same as like Tencent is doing. They have a lot of money. They want to invest it into things that are not, you know, like exactly like based in their country and everything to diversify the income and everything. It's good business. I wish our government, well, I mean, right now, no one would accept probably, right? But I wish our PPAs would do something like that and all those oil profits and everything instead of just like putting them in some sort of like wallet, in some sort of like sock with money hidden somewhere under the bed for some dark days. If they would actually put it into something, you know, useful that would bring more money instead of just like fucking storing it. See, they're gonna have acquisition money and then they're gonna have a minority investment in existing companies. Already taken stakes in Embracer Group, Nintendo, Capcom, and Nexon. Oh, they got Nintendo shares. There's all the Nintendo people then. They probably would love that. He surely hello. No, I'm not. I am not. The minority stake, it also owns 96% of SNK. Yeah, 96% is totally not a minority stake. Another $532 million is expected to be spent on diversified investments in industry disruptors in gaming and esports, with the remaining at $5.3 billion being invested into major industry partners who add value and expertise to Savi's portfolio. 250 gaming companies in Saudi Arabia with 39,000 people employed between them. Man, they go ham there, holy shit. They go ham with this shit. Gaming has frequently been controversial given Saudi Arabia's human rights record, allegations that members of the Huwati tribe were forcibly removed or killed to make way for the construction of the NEOM megacity project, and claims that Prince Mohammed himself ordered the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. 2020 Riot Games announced a sponsorship with NEOM for its League of Legends European Championship, but backlash from fans and players prompted it to quickly end the partnership. Oh boy, I wonder how it's gonna go. Who they gonna acquire? Because like, people already kind of got used to Tencent, I feel. There's still some molding, but not that much. Will there be enough molding to cancel someone? Disappointed 76 update, not much content. I told just on even before release, I told it's gonna be like that. I'm still fine with that though. Still okay reason for me to return and play some more. So good enough for me. But yeah, that was kind of obvious. Each publisher can be bought for 13 billion. Yeah, you can just check who's represented on the stock market, check their market capitalization, add like 20% or more to it, and yeah, that's the range. No, here it is. Tencent is reportedly refocusing on aggressively seeking full games company acquisitions. Chinese giant reportedly wants to offset uncertainty at home. Yeah, understandable. If we would have some big companies like that, they would probably also like trying to they'll just piece the fuck out instead of trying to offset uncertainty at home. They just run from home. They do it that way. Bracer is only at 7.4 billion. Yeah, that's not that much then. It's actually kind of surprised though, considering how much stuff they bought, sorta. Already invested in more than 800 companies. 40% stake in Epic, has shares in Activision Blizzard, Ubisoft, PUBG Studios, Krafton, Platinum Games, From Software, and Marvelous. So it's made fewer full acquisitions. Currently it owns 100% of developers such as Funcom, Riot Games, Sumo, Turtle Rock, Digital Extremes, and Splash Damage. According to Reuters sources, the tech giant is now aggressively seeking to own majority or controlling stakes in overseas targets, notably in Europe. The shift in strategy is reportedly due to the company's newfound reliance on global markets for future growth as China strengthens regulations at home. Riot is owned by Tencent? Yep, for a while already. Tencent told Reuters the company had been investing abroad for a long time, long before the new regulations in China, and it looks for innovative companies with talented management teams and gives them room to grow independently, the company said. Tencent confirmed during the earnings call in August that it would remain active in acquiring game studios overseas. In terms of game business, our strategy is to focus on developing our capabilities, especially in the international market. I'll continue very active in terms of acquiring new game studios outside China. It's gonna own Epic? I kinda doubt it, to be honest. I kinda doubt it. It's like not worth the hustle. Like Epic is... they might go for Epic to diversify though. Just to get, you know, the store, just to get engine. But it's not really like that much, you know, like of what they aim now. Like sure, Fortnite, I guess, right? But like other than that, I think there are better targets for that. They already have 40%, so yeah, but there's a lot of people who like might not even sell that. That's kind of the same as with Ubisoft. They tried to buy Ubisoft, but they didn't sell it. They only managed to get like the share in the company that is owned by the Guillemot family that owns some shares in Ubisoft, so they managed to like only that way to kind of like slide in. I mean, it all depends on the money. It all depends on the money, but it's still like... Like it might be better to just like have some investment there. Like it might be not the highest priority for them. Let's put it that way, because like Epic is not gonna most likely, you know, do some waves basically. I think for them it's better to go for like actual developers or publishers that can still pump something that might be like, you know, hyper profits. So like they spend less, but the returns are huge. In my opinion, I think. All right, there was this one. This one. This one. Okay, this was so, and that, and a couple of trailers. Alright. Founding member of Disco Elysium Studio claims core devs involuntarily left the company. Martin Luiga asserts the dissolution of Zaum as a cultural association as distinct from Zaum the company. Martin Luiga, founding member of Studio Zaum and editor on Disco Elysium, PC Gamer's 2019 Game of the Year and Top 100 chart topper, has announced the dissolution of the Zaum Cultural Association via a post on Medium. First spotted by independent journalist Nibel on Twitter. Luiga delineates the Zaum Cultural Association as distinct from the company and claims that Disco Elysium lead designer Robert Kurwitz, writer Helena Hindpere, and art director Alexander Rostov involuntarily left the company at the end of 2021. Luiga asserts that Zaum as a cultural project no longer represents the ethos it was founded on. Luiga explains that he believes Zaum was a success and that most of the mistakes that were made were contingent and determined by the sociocultural conditions we were thrown into. In response to a comment on Medium, Luiga seems to blame Zaum's investors for its change in character and the departure of key team members. Luiga also concedes that he doesn't know if Zaum would have been able to fund itself without those investors' contribution. For a while it was beautiful, Luiga concludes. My sincerest thanks to all who have rooted for us. Luiga signs off on the post as writing from Tallinn Inpatient Treatment Center of Psychiatry Clinic, Ward 9. Tallinn, the capital of Estonia, is where Zaum first coalesced. It's unclear to me if the local location signature is a genuine indication of Luiga's current state or an extremely dark joke. I sincerely hope that Martin Luiga is safe and well. Luiga, Kurvitz, Hindpere, and Rostov were all members of the punk collective that eventually became Studio Zaum, as outlined in various interviews and the Disco Elysium art book. Kurvitz and Hindpere in particular were driving forces in the game's lauded script, and Rostov's impressionistic art style remains one of the game's defining features. As for the sequel, with its job postings mentioning a love of sci-fi and space, Luiga doesn't seem as worried about it as you might expect. In another tweet he writes, I think that things with the sequel are actually sweet enough. You might even get it the way it was meant. It might take a shit ton of time, but RPG fans are sorta accustomed to waiting, ain't they? We'll see. We'll see. The fact that he just like says that, you know, it's all the sequel is gonna be good might be just kind of like a part of and not shitting on the company he's leaving, you know, and not getting into trouble and stuff for that too. Could be that too. But yeah, that looks like the Corpa actually killing something good there. Google reportedly cancelled a Stadia exclusive follow-up to Death Stranding. Didn't see a market for single-player games anymore, according to 9to5 Google. Yeah, pulled the Electronic Arts there, seems like. Hello. One of the major project problems that worked against Stadia from the jump was the fact that Google didn't secure blockbuster exclusives for the cloud gaming service. Thank God they didn't. People were able to play the likes of Red Dead Redemption, Cyberpunk, and Destiny on the platform, but those are all available elsewhere. As it turns out, Google may have spurned the chance to have an exclusive title from one of the biggest names in gaming. According to 9to5 Google, at one point Hideo Kojima was working on a Stadia-only follow-up to Death Stranding, which debuted on PlayStation until 19 later arrived on PC. Death Stranding has some asynchronous multiplayer elements. Other players might be able to use ladders, roads, and other items that you place in the world, for instance. However, the planned follow-up was said to be a fully single-player game, which might have been the reason why Google cancelled the project. According to the report, Google canned the game, which was described as an episodic horror title, after seeing the first mock-ups in 2020. Stadia Vice President and General Manager Phil Harrison is said to have made the final decision to kill the project. For what it's worth, in May 2020 interview, Kojima claimed one of his projects had recently been cancelled. Oofus, man. Imagine you have the Kojimbo on your side, and you fuck it up. Not even fuck it up, you just like literally tell him to fuck off, like, bro. Google reportedly abandoned the project in the belief that there wasn't a market for single-player games anymore. Of note, CD Projekt Red just announced that Cyberpunk 2077, which again was released on Stadia, has now sold 20 million copies, less than 2 years after its eventful debut. By mid-2021, Death Stranding itself has sold more than 5 million copies. PP man, PP. A lack of big exclusive far from the only issue that led to Stadia's downfall. Questionable business model, seemingly a rush rollout didn't help, and nor did Google's reputation for ruthlessly killing off its own products, which they did again. Even though Stadia had excellent game streaming tech and some passionate fans, it never took off as Google hoped. The company will shut down the platform January 18th. Yeah, that we already read before. Ubisoft working on a way to give people who bought the games on Stadia access to PC versions. That's nice of them. That's, I guess, the benefit of having Uplay everywhere. Google has a broad plan to reimburse studios for costs they expected to recoup after launching their games on Stadia, and there are concerns about what Stadia's closure means for game preservation too. Google didn't secure AAA exclusive. Stadia has some indie games that aren't available elsewhere. Meanwhile, some are calling on Google to unlock Stadia controller's Bluetooth functions. The argument is that if people can more easily use the controller on other platforms, it's less likely that the gamepad will become e-waste. Controller connects directly to Wi-Fi for Stadia games in order to minimize lag. You can also hook it up to devices via the USB-C cable. Well, this USB-C works, that's something already. Let's see, Steve, I see. Well, some benefits of having that stuff, you know. Of having all those launchers they have there. A Red Dead Redemption 2 fan with nearly 6,000 hours on Stadia begs Rockstar for character transfer. One player is particularly distraught over the news of Stadia's shutdown. 4,000 hours, dude. Insane. YouTuber Scholar TV took Twitter shortly after the news that Google Stadia shutting down broke out yesterday. Now, I don't understand how seriously pissed off I am. The tweet to read alongside a screenshot that shows that they've put 5,907 hours into Red Dead Redemption on Google's gaming service. Damn, son. Insane. Well, I think they didn't answer anything yet, though. Yeah, just like kind of addressed them, but they didn't get any answers yet. We'll see. Thinking Rockstar cares for players. Well, I mean, that one got some, you know, how you say, some outrage now, some outreach too. So maybe all the games we might lose forever when Google Stadia dies. Let's see. Hello, Engineer. October 2021. Haven't heard shit about this. But multiplayer machinery building construction game is set in the same universe as the popular horror game Hello Neighbor. Pixel Junk Raiders. This one at least I kinda heard about somewhat. Poorly reviewed third-person roguelike action game from the folks at Q Games, the same devs who made the Tomorrow Children and the other Pixel Junk games. Does have a neat feature where players can share a screenshot and others can hop into that game using just that image, but the rest of the game sounds kinda dull. Outcasters, that I haven't heard. Remember Splash Damage, it's at least like a name. Outcaster is a top-down online multiplayer combat game. It features characters that look like they fell out of Fall Guys knockoff. Some players had good things to say about Outcasters. It hasn't found the audience it needed even after going free-to-play, and it sounds like these days it's mostly a ghost town. Let's see. Well, I mean, as the platform, Pac-Man, Mega Tunnel Battle, Son, classic Pac-Man arcade game with a battle royale. Oh, is that one? 64 players can play together, competing to be the last Pac-Man standing, while using a mix of new and returning power-ups across retro-inspired maps. A guild. That one I think they're gonna try to kind of like port or something. I think Tequila Works said already. Third-person horror game starring a young girl and is considered by many Stadia fans to possibly be the best exclusive game released on this service. I think it was like the release exclusive or something or close to it, I remember. Yeah, gonna be porting, so yeah, that's gonna be nice. That's gonna be said. The rest though, yeah, hello engineer. Like, what the fuck, man? October 2021. Well, I mean, it's the franchise, so they're probably gonna port it or something too. These guys can afford, I guess. Alright, now trailers. Where are they? Where my trailers at? Alright, let's go. This one started auto playing every time. Come on, I had this off before. Here we go. Didn't even tell the devs that they're closing? Yeah. Classic, man. Classic. That's the Google. And it said, like, ride or die. You either get some super huge success, or you just close and kill it. That's pretty much how it goes. Alright, let's get some trailers before the finale. Got a little bit of trailers there. Before we're done for today, let's go. This. The sack boy. The sack. And now on PC. Get the super graphics and all. Sackboy before Returnal and Tsushima, yeah. Feels bad, man. .4K 120 FPS. Not bad. That's these days I see. Hopefully. Might even play that one. Probably gonna cost a fucking fortune though. DLSS. Variable refresh rate. Join your friends. The variable refresh rate actually do though. And just like adjusting the refresh rate to some particular kind of level so it doesn't look too janky when you drop FPS or something. So like instead of lag, it just kind of like slows down when it's like too loaded or something. I'm not sure actually. Not sure how that exactly works, not gonna lie, tell you. Read about it.
In the finals, if you can see it, our contestants can probably destroy it. The arena has loaded. Here.
Millions in the arena. Hello. Some insane ADHD trailer, dude. Like G-Sync. Hurts to avoid this. I do agree with you, yeah. Yes, yes, Ichiburator. Yeah, I'm gonna check what it is. Because I kind of heard it before in some other places too already. Like it's a new feature that they tried to push, so gotta see how it is. Hey, Brood, hello. Yeah, this do as well as bring, yeah. Or what was the name of the Ubisoft BR? That seems kind of might be going there, sorta. I mean, this one has like the full destruction or something. Yeah, the hyperspace seems kind of like the destruction of everything is like the main selling point. So we'll see, but this trailer not selling to me. Not selling to me, but a lot of like shooters like this trailers are not really selling stuff to me nowadays. So guess I'm too old for that, dude. Maybe. A work in progress. Some aspects might change. Ah, the fellow Russian stalker enjoyers as usual. When you live in such fucking shit place that you really love post-apocalypse and it feels better. Feels блять, man. This looks fucking good though, I have to say. Just like home, maybe even better than home, I'm a little bit janky, not gonna lie, but kinda, you know, just nitpicking there. Nice, bro, nice. Playing some Spider-Man. I had to kill the dogs. The screen shake maybe is a little too much, I have to say. Like everything shakes. Ah, the good old, Eat Taren, bro. That's all you need, There is a pill there in those medkits. Against the... Yeah, that's full stalker mode, dude. Because I think everyone is starting the game dev in Russia. They just want to make something like Stalker. I'm not gonna lie. I would love to. There is a pill against the phosphorus poisoning. Whenever you can find those medkits somewhere, those pills are always gone from that. Because you can get fucking high from that shit. So all our stalkers who are like... searching those ruins of like the old bunkers and stuff, they usually eat all of that shit. Pioneer. Mind you, not pioneer. But I mean, it's the same shit pretty much. Stage in development. So much time passed, but I still remember about the existence of this game. Okay, so I guess that was something that was already... I just get the release. So it looks like this one is already around for a while. I mean, let's see actually the channel. Videos. Well, a year ago is not that much. A reveal trailer. Okay, a year ago it was the reveal. Alright, I see, I guess. Concepts, alright. Oh, E3 trailer actually a year ago. Well, the year ago there was no E3 though, right? So I guess that didn't work that well. Wait, PC Gaming Show. Was it the one with like the weird Russian voice acting? With some like witch or whatever? It probably was actually. Yeah, I think we saw this one. Oh, the new video looks a bit better, I have to say though. There was some like witch or something that was weird or whatever. Maybe I'm mixing it up though.
Afghanistan has changed you a lot.
Yeah. I remember this one. Alright, we saw this one. I remember the some weird like witch or whatever. For some reason I thought it was like Russian voice acting though. Well, it's also a MMO though. Yeah, like the dialogue stuff I remember. It's pretty much kind of like, you know, they, in a way, from so far. Sort of like Fallout 76 in a way, just like in a more grim stuff. And with like... Yeah, that was like the Russian voice acting, I remember now.
Do you want to make a new raid on the burial grounds? It's impossible right now.
But with like... I like this style of post-apocalypse way more. Like this is the style of post-apocalyptic stuff that I like.
We're on our own now. Our only chance is to gather the
Yeah, it could be like not the full-blown MMO though, Stave. Yeah, it could be just like some session-based or some shit.
It's a suicide mission, and to complete it, we need our mates. Yeah, they probably won't like it, but we have to find them anyway.
There's gonna be like a bunch of gun porn, looks like there, with like modules and everything.
You see, I'm not mad at you. No, we're not the enemies. You just don't understand me and the island. You look at me, you look at the other children of the island as we are your enemies. But we all are just afraid of each other. That's why we feel so
And this one is already for a while and works sorta. Hopefully, man, hopefully. There is actually a lot of like multiplayer stalker-ish games already. Some are kind of decent too.
Who are you? Identify yourself. We are here to send you regards to Varney Slope. The chemical weapon has already been sent to the burial ground. The thing you do is just worthless now. Ah, you bloody traitors!
We hand so much, yeah. Publishing from here now is gonna be something for them. No, they didn't expect probably what's gonna happen. But hopefully it's gonna be good at least. We'll be able to play that.
Get ready to play the newest games coming to Steam before they even launch. Steam Next Fest is back October 3rd through 10th, where you can play hundreds of demos free. Developers from teams all over the world are sharing demos from their upcoming games on Steam, and lots of them are doing live streams and chats too. Just check out the schedule on the front page. So pick a genre, any genre. Hundreds of free demos await. Just don't forget to wishlist your favorites so you can be notified when the game officially launches on Steam. This is Steam Next Fest October edition.
So we'll see. It starts tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna probably still do like 76 and then I'm gonna do some Pathfinder. And then probably Tuesday maybe if we're gonna check some good demos. If there's anything good, by the way, let me know. If you think there is something good you saw. It's kinda hard to navigate it sometimes. So feel free to tell me some good demos to check, and starting Tuesday, I might add some to the rotation, you know, play some of the demos too. Play some of them demos also. Get some of that going. I would be down. But yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of news and everything. We good.